Hi, everybody, and welcome to I Like Cruise Ships, the YouTube channel, and welcome to a new live stream. This is a Saturday live stream that I thought going forward, roughly Saturday or Sundays, we'll kind of try and keep up with a regular schedule. So as you can see, maybe if you were watching YouTube earlier on a few hours ago, I did schedule this for the afternoon time, roughly. So it's now for US time, it's 3:15 p.m. in Miami. So that would be 1:15 on the West Coast. I'm currently in Moscow, Russia. So if you're watching from somewhere in Europe, we're at 11:15 p.m. here in Moscow. So it is a little bit late here, but just to kind of coincide with a better time for US viewers, I thought it would be more ideal to go a little bit, go live a little bit later for me, but a little bit earlier for everybody else to watch. So yeah, welcome everybody. If you're either watching live now as we have the stream going, or maybe you're watching it on replay later, I hope the screen's coming across nice and clear, and also the sound as well. If you have watched previous live streams, you probably know already that I have a nice fancy microphone right here now on a fancy arm right here. So yeah, I'm kind of super excited about this. So if you are coming into the live stream, give us a shout out in the comments just to let us know that you're here. Either just put a hello or a question, and that I know that we're off and running. So what I'm going to do is I thought, depending on if we get any questions back and forward, I'll put up some cruise news as well. We'll kind of do some live cruise news rather than a recording. I haven't done too much in terms of cruise news in the last week or so. I've not been feeling too great. Actually, as soon as I came on live, my frog in my throat it decided to play up. I did take a nice big drink right before I went live, but yeah, my wife and I both have kind of had a cold and flu. We don't think it's Omicron or COVID, but we kind of putting it down to a cold and flu. I'm kind of just got a tiny kind of cough, which is kind of the more I talk, the more I end up coughing. But otherwise, I'm kind of perfectly fine. My whole body, everything's fine. My wife's not feeling great, but she's soldiering on, I guess. So, yeah. I see we've got a couple of people here as well. We've got Carolyn Gardner. Hello from New York. Oh, nice. New York's a beautiful place to sail out of. My wife keeps saying, "Oh, I want to go to see what's the Central Park in New York." And I keep telling her, every time we watch like movies, we watch a lot of movies, especially in the evenings here, and we watch them with English, in English, not in Russian, but we watch a lot of older movies, like movies from the 90s, 2000s. And every time I see somewhere that I've been, I've been there. And then she wants to go everywhere, obviously. So, yeah, New York's one of the places. And what a big deal this year, right? So Carnival played a hand in the crystal. I guess it's not a ball dropping. It isn't a ball rising. The crystal ball that they have there on the top of the building in Times Square. Carnival was there doing the official ball drop, I guess they'd call it. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. Amy's here as well. How are we going, Amy? Sorry, I've now got my screen set up better. So if I look straight forward, I see the camera. And then I've got two screens, one this side and one this side. So I'm kind of now looking at the camera. I'm trying to, but I'm obviously distracted looking at the screens. So I thought I'd bring up, oh my gosh, my new microphone's going to sound worse with my cough a little bit here and there. So yeah, I thought I'd bring up some cruise news. This is actually a live shot of Miami Harbor. I thought the other point of coming on a little bit later in the afternoon for Saturday, happy Saturday, as Amy says, was that we could kind of watch the ship sail out at the same time. And the previous week when I went to do this, I kind of mistimed it a little bit. and pretty much the ships didn't sail off on time. So I think I'm a little bit closer to the action today. So we'll sort of have that on the screen here off to the side. This is actually the live shot of Miami Harbor right here. Sort of just doing screen sharing. There's a couple of different live cameras that you can watch that show the ships in port. And what they do, they tend to zoom in like they have now, because two of the Carnival ships are pulling out at the same time. So I'll just sort of go back to the screen a little bit wider. So there's, excuse me. So for 3:30, which is coming up in about 10 minutes, Carnival Sunrise and Carnival Freedom are both scheduled for the same time departure, which, give or take maybe a few minutes, they probably will both sail off at the same time. Both ships are kind of facing out to sea. It's a little bit hard to notice from this shot, but they literally just have to pull off sideways and then sail off. So it's fairly straightforward them to leave. There's actually 7 ships in port today in Miami as well. So it's a very busy day in port here. Jewel of the Seas, MSC Seashore, Carnival Sunrise, Carnival Freedom, Norwegian Pearl, Norwegian Joy, and Symphony. Now, I don't think all the ships have passengers on board because of some of the ships are in like this temporary pause. Some have been extended. Actually, if you just sort of zoom back a little bit to just off the Miami beach here, you'll see Norwegian Stars just sitting there, which doesn't have any sailing kind of plans at the moment. So we'll kind of just keep an eye on this live shot of Miami Harbor here. Oh my God. I'm sorry. My cough. You know what? The thing is, I can sort of go for quite a few hours not feeling anything. And then all of a sudden, I just feel all woozy. Yeah. Central Park is a beautiful park, a must do when visiting New York City. Absolutely. It's so iconic, right? I mean, even Times Square, going down to the financial district, that bull, they've got that sort of big steel bull that you can sort of get photos next to where the financial district is. Even where the ship's dock as well, on West Side Highway there. It's kind of West Side Highway and like 50th Street. Everything's so recognizable from TV and movies. And then when you're really there, you're like, oh, I recognize that. I recognize that. And that area around Central Park where they've got the Columbus Circle. And then there's a Whole Foods in the building there as well. Where actually I'm pretty sure CNN still has its headquarters in there. The CNN building, not CNN building, but it's one of the buildings where they do CNN news anchoring and stuff like that. I did the tour there quite a long time ago. You could go on the CNN Studios tour. And then when we were on the cruise ships out of New York, I'd sort of go up to Columbus Circle to go to Whole Foods. Wasn't too far. So, yeah, I'd usually take a taxi there and back rather than walk it because just quicker, So, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be people that'll join the chat. We'll leave the chat. So, obviously, we don't have any kind of breaking news story to keep everybody kind of tied here. You know what I mean? We're not seeing the first ship ever or the last ship ever leaving the port. There is a couple of interesting news stories that have happened in the last couple of days, though, which I'll probably do a cruise news maybe for tomorrow. I never really wanted to do a kind of daily cruise news. I was sort of more happy to do kind of one every couple of days because, you know what I mean, not every news story is kind of, let's say, important as kind of the next one, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? A cat stuck up in a tree, maybe not making news to some people, but if you're a cat lover, maybe it's important news. But, cruise news for me is kind of significant things that happen that affect kind of all the industry, maybe roughly at the same time. So, yeah, it's kind of nice. So, yeah, I'll just sort of jump over here to a couple of news stories. So I'm going to basically just go off the press releases, which is a little bit easier. Carnival Celebration floated out, marking major construction milestone. So basically, Carnival Cruise Line has the Mardi Gras that's in operation now. And then the next ship is the Celebration right here. You can see the whole, obviously here, and here are some of the shipyard workers and Carnival workers. after the ship basically they come out of a kind of a dry dock and then into a finishing dock. And then the next ship that's sort of under construction can continue on the kind of process, so to speak. So these would be kind of some of the Mayor Turku shipyard workers. Pretty much like in terms of where Carnival sort of sends people, they may send 1 or 2 people for this sort of event, let's call it. But then otherwise, a lot of Carnival sort of like not so much presidents, but people that are in charge of new builds and construction live kind of close by the shipyard and sort of spend 6 months or a year there. And then they're literally at the yard daily when everything's happening. Obviously, the milestones are a big deal when the ship comes out. So Celebration will come out. So there, November 21st this year. It's kind of crazy how quickly between Mardi Gras coming out and then Celebration. And then the Jubilee is the third LNG ship, which is kind of Mardi Gras class, I guess you can call it. And they have like a little just talking about the press part of it here. There's, so Mayor Turku is basically the shipyard, but it's actually like a family called the Mayor family, actually. And then Tim Mayer, the CEO, has a little bit of a speech here. And then Ben Clements is the one that's in charge of new builds for Carnival. He's on pretty much all the new ships as they come out. And he was there as well. The only thing with the 2 new ships coming out now, there isn't a lot talked about in terms of what's new on the ship physically. So that's kind of, will the next 2 ships, excuse me. Oh, sorry. The next 2 ships, will the next 2 ships have anything drastically different from what the Mardi Gras has already? It's sort of mentioning already that the Bolt Coaster is going to be there. And that's pretty much it. So they had a little video here that Carnival doesn't really sort of do too much with their YouTube and things like that and video releases. Most of the time when there's a ship float out, it tends to be the shipyard that's the one that kind of does things. We'll just jump over to this live shot. There's no ship moving from the shipyard from Miami Harbor yet. So yeah, that's kind of a big deal for Carnival's next ship kind of to take the next step. It's interesting with all of the kind of, some of the ships from some of the cruise lines sort of in pause in operations, and yet the cruise lines are pushing ahead with new ship launches, even in kind of like I wouldn't say it's a down market, but where, the cruise lines are not exactly, cherishing, and they've got full capacity and everything's up to full capacity, so to speak. So now I'll just sort of jump over here because it's kind of another interesting story. Almost within a day or so of the Carnival Celebration getting floated out, over in Germany, in Papenburg, Germany, the Disney Wish floated out as well. The thing is, like, these sort of float out dates are normally, 6 months in advance. They're a long time ahead of things that actually happen. And then you see 2 ships float out almost on the same day as each other. So this is Disney Wish here coming out. So in Germany, in Papenburg, they actually have an indoor dock where they build the ships. And you can see here the ship getting reversed out of a garage just here. So pretty much the garage can actually accommodate technically 4 ships. It's kind of got 2 lanes, if you like. And then they've got a ship in front and behind each other in the same yard where they're kind of doing this. And obviously here, Mickey Mouse was on hand. He came over from Florida or California. And then they had some fireworks. Quite a big deal when this happens. I'll just jump over. This is cruise industry news, by the way. Just jump over to the other. There's 2 different press releases that they put out. This is a pretty neat photo here. So a lot of the locals come down. This is really is a very much a shipbuilding town where they build these ships. And most people obviously live in the local town that are involved in the construction. So family members come down. People that are not working that day will come down. And it's kind of a big deal when these ships get floated out. Again, it's kind of like a momentous occasion for the shipyard for this to happen. So this is the third ship in their fleet. Disney Magic, Disney Wonder, Disney Dream, Disney Fantasy. This is Disney Wish. Well, a lot of Disney's there, sorry. So yeah, there's a couple of very neat photos. Interesting, this is Mayor Weft, which is in Germany, and then Mayor Turku is in Finland. These are the two mayors. It's the same shipyards, but they're Mardi Gras, or I guess Carnival celebration we just looked at in the other picture there is not possible to be built. Let's call it indoors. They have a kind of an outdoor dock. So this shipyard in Germany can only build ships to a certain maximum size, which is the height of this garage right here. And actually, interestingly, if you can't probably quite see it. Let's just go to the other shot over here. Just put me down a little bit. You'll see here the funnels are not completed here. So basically the height of the garage, they kind of build everything up to, and then they add the last little bits on later here. So that's probably a little bit better shot. I don't need me so much in the view. We still don't have any movement. This is what happened to me. Is it last week or the week before when I went to do this live stream also, and the ships didn't sail off, and pretty much right until the end of the stream, the one ship I was sort of following, the Carnival Horizon, and it didn't leave on time. So I just thought these were really neat photos. There's just a couple here. These are pretty much like the press photos that the shipyard put out again. They're very much public knowledge. But this cruiseindustrynews.com, it's a very nice kind of, it's not really like a press website. It's industry news, if you like. They also put out some publications that you can actually purchase, them, kind of like a magazine that you can be a yearly subscription to. Oh, Bearbull is here as well. How are we going? Bearbull Cruising. How's your YouTube channel going? I wonder if you've done any new videos or done any work on your channel. Maybe we can have a look at it in a little bit. We can take a look at that. Caroline says, unfortunately, I had to cancel my cruise due to I got COVID 2 days before my cruise. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't wish the virus on my worst enemy. That's how I start feeling with a flu-like symptoms. Yeah, now, I don't think I got COVID. We didn't go get tested because pretty much anything that sort of happened to us, let's say last week and up until now, hasn't been severe to the point where we feel, that we're kind of just bad and sick and can't get out of bed and things like that. So I haven't really been out. Pretty much we went to Moscow yesterday for a walk in Gorky Park, actually, a very iconic place. We went, my wife had to go to a nail salon shop to get some she has a nail salon where we live here. She had to go buy some supplies from this shop. That was the first time I'd been out in Moscow in nearly 2 weeks, outside of where I live here in the town where I am. So before this trip, this time in the previous years, I'd almost go to Moscow like every other day and go somewhere, go for a walk, go to a new shopping center, a new park. Obviously, wintertime, it's not as enjoyable some days to go walking when it's so cold. But yeah, yesterday we sort of did the walk through Gorky Park. We walked along the Moscow River and then walked up by Red Square. Oh, my cough. Yeah, no, my wife, I don't really feel bad. It's only just now talking that it sort of, crept up on me. I could have gone a whole day today and maybe coughed once or twice. And then just exactly now when we're doing the live stream, it's kind of gone a little bit funky. So yeah, we're still on the live shot here of Miami Harbor. Again, I thought we'd sort of just follow along the ships leaving port and exactly the time that we were kind of hoping they'd leave. They're not leaving. The two ships that were meant to leave on time have got a little bit of a delay here. But we can't help that sometimes, you know? So yeah, my wife, this is going back last week or so. She didn't feel well. She, maybe 2 days or 3 days, she canceled all of her clients for 3 days. And she, excuse me, and she didn't go to work at all. Literally, obviously not, right? So she stayed home. And she just sort of says that she's got like no taste or smell. I know normally when you get a cold or flu, that kind of happens as well. So whether she's got a little bit more symptoms, if you want to call it that, than I didn't lose any taste or smell. I can eat and drink and have no worries at all. So it wasn't really anything on me. Yeah, wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. Absolutely, you know, it's not fair on anybody who gets COVID or how and where, what, and why. I mean, how we kind of even got a cold or flu, if we want to just call it that, we don't know. I've not done anything different in the last, 2, 3, 4 weeks leading up to last week, so strange. All I recall, all I recall adding was somewhat long video of the rising tide bar. Oh, so you did add a video to your channel. Nice. This sort of shot here, you'll see the this is the refueling barge of the ship that's sort of alongside, and then there's they have the kind of like the police escort, which I don't know who these guys would stop if something was to happen, let's say major, but they kind of just run around in a few circles here. I guess they just an escort for the ships, or kind of like the harbor police, if you like. And then if any other boats happen to get in the way, they kind of get boats out the way, so to speak. So yeah, it's I'm just going to talk back again about this kind of like cold or flu. I know the first day, this was actually the day I went and bought my microphone. So when I went that day into Moscow to go buy it, I was out for the whole day because I had to go to the store. Then they didn't have it in stock. Then they said they'd get it delivered and ordered, and I had to go back again. I shook a couple of people's hand at the store. You know what I mean? I was chatting to a guy on the bus when I was going back into town and back to the shop, which is kind of a neat. We had a good conversation for about 45 minutes. And I just curious if maybe an interaction with somebody was what passed it on to me. And then I came home and passed it on to my wife. I don't know. It's very, very weird. So even for her work, where she works in the nail salon, she's wearing masks, she's wearing gloves, she's cleaning like every 5 minutes in the salon there. So, so it's not amazing, All right, we'll just jump away a minute. So there is another news story which kind of covers Australia. So basically, the Australian government. The news stories about cruising in Australia is very misleading, because they kind of are saying that ships could be sailing over coming months, but there's really no chance of this happening. Honestly and truly, Australia aims to allow international cruising over coming months, is the word in quotes. So this again is cruise industry news. So they've actually quoted the health minister, Greg Hunt, who's the guy that kind of makes the decisions about the border, well, not so much border security, but this Biosecurity Act, which is kind of the I guess the laws in place about banning cruising and banning people entering Australia. So we currently have some restrictions on who can enter Australia, how many people per day can enter Australia. So they're not just allowing every airline to fly in freely. It's kind of put a limitation on that. Where does it say that? There's a couple of words here. Mandatory. So they've extended the ban on cruising till April the 17th. This week was meant to be lifted, if you like, but they've extended it through April now. So for another 2 months, as it says there. So some of the rules that they've got in place: mandatory pre-departure testing. This is either from Australia through airports, wearing of masks on international flights, measures to prevent price gouging on rapid antigen tests. So the government have a law in place to stop price gouging on the resale of these rat tests. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? I wonder where you live if that's kind of a law that's in place. Restrictions on outbound international travel for unvaccinated Australians. So you have to ask for permission to leave the country if you're unvaccinated versus if you're vaccinated, so that people don't leave in en masse and then they go somewhere overseas, then they want to come back. It says so there's basically a restriction on the amount of people that can enter the country and an amount that can leave the country. This is Australia, by the way, we're just talking about. I'm pretty sure everyone else lives in the world. There's not this kind of strict laws that are in place. Restrictions to protect remote communities in the Northern Territory. So they kind of worried that in the bush and regional areas where some of the native Australians live, there's some very remote communities and camps, if you like, literally. And they've basically kind of got, absolute closed borders around these towns and communities so that Omicron or COVID doesn't get in there, because it would just go through everybody, so to speak. And then restrictions on the entry of cruise vessels within Australian territories. So one of the things that's a little bit more confusing in Australia is we kind of have a federal government that kind of makes rules, and then it goes down to a state government rule. So the current laws in place are covered by the Commonwealth, which is the federal government. So they're kind of the ones that are, saying that cruise ships can't enter the Australian waters or come back to Australia at present. So says that, however, the requirement may be revoked before April 17 if health advice changes, noting that the peak of Omicron wave appears to have passed, whilst there are still areas of concern and planning is occurring to manage an increase during winter. So they're saying that it's, the numbers are decreasing, but it's still a problem. So let's go back. Oh, there we go. Now we have a bit of movement. This is Carnival Freedom pulling away here. So we have Freedom leaving, and then I'll just scroll back up there. Where do we have this? Someone got Freedom and Sunrise for Carnival. So they just have to literally, let's go back to that shot. Just have to pull away sideways like they're doing, and then sail off. Babel says, there's nothing like the smell of refueling barges in bunkering on embarkation day. Yes. This is a thing that's very common. Most of the ships, obviously, they have enough fuel. I mean, if they weren't to come back to port and they were stuck at sea, they do have, minimum reserves of fuel. But typically, they just refuel every home port on 7 days voyages, let's say. And then if it's 3 and 4 day cruises, they might do it every second cruise, depending on the distances that they're having to cover on the cruise. So there's a nice wide shot for us. And then the thrusters there, the ship's basically going sideways. It's pretty amazing, right? It's almost like a video game. when they do this. When they just literally just pull off sideways and off they go. So yeah, just a big shout out to anybody else who's we got Caroline and Bebel in the chat here, and I guess there's a couple of other people watching around the world somewhere. So thanks everybody. I see also there's 5 likes on the chat as well. So 5 people and 5 likes. So that's kind of cool. So thanks everybody for putting likes or thumbs up. That's kind of neat. Kind of is good. So yeah, so there's still no cruising in Australia. What they're saying is that the ships can come back within months. The problem is there's no ships in the region. The nearest ships are all in the Middle East at the moment. A couple of the other Australian ships are actually off in Europe as well. So. Oh, there's 6 likes. Oh, there's 8 likes. Am I seeing the right thing? Oh, it's going crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh, we got more likes than people. So that's always good, right? Caroline says, I will. I'm not sure which question we should have mentioned there. So I tend to chat away and not catch up with the hello from Orlando, Florida. Oh, there we go. Orlando is a beautiful place. Maturely Glam. Oh, I wonder if you have a YouTube channel, Maturely. We should take a look, shouldn't we? I have a thing where I look at people's YouTube channels. I wonder if you have a channel. Maybe you do. So I'll be on the Freedom 2023 16-day cruise to Panama Canal. Wow, that's going to be an amazing cruise, 16 days. And then just remember that Panama Canal Day. Make sure the night before you get plenty of sleep, because your Panama Canal Day, almost 8,000 subscribers. We're going to check it out in a minute, yeah? We're going to watch the ship sail out, and then we'll have a look at your YouTube channel. See if I can give you any tips. Maybe I'm not really the best myself, but yeah, Panama Canal Day. So basically, it starts at about even as early as 5 or 6 a.m., and then depending on if you're doing the full transit of the Panama Canal or partial transit, typically early morning it goes through the first locks. If it's a partial transit, it'll go into Gatun Lake, and then it won't come out of the locks back on the partial transit till in the afternoon or evening time. So just make sure especially for that day, you've got plenty of sunscreen, especially if it's a sunny day. It's very humid in Panama as well, because it's so close to the equator. It's very hot and sticky, and but that's because you're so close to that 0 latitude. Is that the 0 is the for the equator, if that makes sense? You know what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, so we'll see here. This is Carnival Freedom sailing off. So iconic, seeing the funnel of the ship. And you can see here the road that leads over to South Beach. See how heavy the traffic is going over there. It's almost like bumper to bumper traffic. Obviously, it's a beautiful day and it's the weekend, so it's a big deal, right? Yeah, it's a nice view here. Yeah, Maturely says that she does have a YouTube channel, 8,000 subscribers. So we're going to have a look. You're nearly catching up to me. I'm at 9,000. So do you have a goal maybe? My goal is to get to 10,000, by the way. I think I didn't do too much today or yesterday to keep up with the numbers. Brandon B says, I booked Australia for next year. Hopefully it's far enough out for them to get their act together. Yeah, Brandon, I guess, are you from Australia? I imagine you are. I mean, this coming in the next few months thing won't happen. I mean, realistically, if anything was to kind of change drastically in the coming months, I mean, they kind of say, oh, the ships only need 6 or 8 weeks or to get back to sailing again. I mean, the nearest place where ships are is the Middle East. So you're looking at, sort of 10, 12, 14 days to get there to Australia. The ships need to be fully manned, so all the crew have to get on board and fly in from wherever they are in the world. Oh, you're not from Australia, you're from New York. Oh, wow. That'll be, what port? This is Miami Harbor, by the way. This is the Port of Miami, or Port Miami, they like to call it. They have a couple of different live cameras that we can kind of look at. So I just sort of pull it up, and it gives us something just to talk about in between the chat and everything. Wow, they've done it for me. We can't camera ourselves, but they can move it around. So this is actually on YouTube. So I'm just basically streaming YouTube straight through to this live chat. Sorry. And we can see them just sort of pulling right out here. Yeah, I mean, realistically, sorry, I was going to pull up Brandon's chat there, not from Australia, from New York. I mean, you'd have to kind of think that towards the end of this year, I know we're only in February, but, you know, I mean, Carnival has essentially put the Spirit now heading over to the US out of Jacksonville. The Splendor is still there in Dubai. We'll actually have a look at that as well, where we'll see where the ships are. Sorry. So they don't have ships that can just sort of turn up next week to start sailing, you know. So that's the Symphony of the Seas right there. I'll just sort of switch over to Ship Tracker. Oh, I'm very sorry. With the new camera too, it must be crazy. That new camera, new microphone. The coughing must sound even better. So yeah, this is actually cruisemapper.com, which is a website that shows the ships in port. Sorry, that's Sunrise that sailed off, not Freedom. My gosh, I've got the ships mixed up. They do look awfully similar if you don't see the bow of the ship. That's the Sunrise, and then Freedom is right there behind it. That's kind of handy. We have that, right? So yeah, Jewel of the Sea. So yeah, Symphony is the one that's at its Royal Caribbean dock. So, and then if we can just see there, that's Norwegian Star. And then Carnival Ecstasy is the one that's sitting off the coast here. Can you see just bobbing around? And then Norwegian Star will be over here somewhere. Probably if they move the camera around, we might just see it. Yeah, that's Symphony there, which was the biggest ship in the world until Wonder's coming out now. Yeah, so I see a Royal Caribbean ship. I'm going on Harmony of the Seas March 6. Can hardly wait. Yeah, that's Symphony right there. And then that's the Royal Caribbean dock. This sort of angle doesn't really sort of show its worth. Where the mouse is right here, that's the NCL dock. And the Royal dock is kind of at the end. It kind of juts out. It's kind of weird how they kind of built it out further than the others, especially with the size of the ship. You're looking at double the size here, Symphony to Sunrise, in terms of the actual physical size of the ships. Yeah, imagine you're kind of counting the minutes. Maturely Glam. I keep wanting to say like Glenn, or say your name as Glam. So, Judy says, hello from Boynton Beach, Florida. Sailing out next Saturday on my first cruise on Celebrity Reflection. I'm so excited, I can hardly wait. Yeah, celebrities. I've not worked on celebrity cruise ships, but they're beautiful ships. You know, if you see the new Edge, and then now is Celebrity Beyond is the next one. You know, I mean, they're just almost to a point where they're a little bit like museum-like. You know, I mean, some of this sculptures and architecture, and you know, the design of the lounges. You know, I mean, you can see they put that extra attention into it. Oh, we have an ad coming up now. Sorry. And what we might do is I'll just go over here to Ship Tracker. We'll just have a look up here. So Boynton Beach, oh, we're right there. And then this is Fort Lauderdale right here. So they've got Odyssey of the Seas, Regal Princess, Sky Princess, Reflection, Apex, and New Amsterdam. I imagine the Infinity here is not going anywhere. An Island Princess hasn't gone too far either. So yeah, and then we go further up to Port Canaveral. These are busy ship days today. Have a look at this. Sensation, Magic, Disney Fantasy, Norwegian Escape, Mariners is pulling away, and then Mardi Gras is in port as well today. So loaded. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's count these, shall we? Where is... Sorry, everybody, for zooming around. You're probably getting a big dizziness. So we got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, gone past Miami. 13, 14, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 12. 19 ships in 3 ports in Florida today. So that's insane, the amount of ships. 19 ships in 3 ports. Okay, so there's a couple of ships in between them that haven't got guests on board, and then they're basically paused in operations. But that's still busy days. 19 ships. I mean, in Australia, we're kind of jealous if we can get 1 ship or 2 ships. And there's 19 ships in port today alone. So, Caroline says to Judy, she's going to have a wonderful time. Yes. You guys who've got cruise ships, although you can see the difference in size here a little bit now. This is kind of, just giving you that side-by-side look. It's kind of just sailed a little bit ahead of Symphony there. But just the sheer size, it just almost looks just wide how the funnels look there. This off just the very, very left is the first part of South Beach here. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining me so far. We are talking about cruise ships, cruise news, a little bit of fun, I guess, if you can call it that. Watching the ships sail off. We're not on them, but we've got a few people in the chat who are going on cruises this week or next week, and then a couple of weeks away, March 6th. So yeah. What have we got here? My only time sailing from the port of Miami was on Norwegian Epic. That was a cool sail away. Yeah, if you especially now they've got the new e-mustering where you don't have to do the main muster drill right about sailing time. Now you kind of, once you've done that e-check-in, this is for Carnival. I know other cruise lines are doing it as well. You know what I mean? You've got a more freer time right as you sail away from the port. So, get out on deck, watch the sail away. I mean, even if you live in Florida, it's still amazing. I think so anyway. When this is going back 2 years now, or 3 years, I guess. My last ship was out of Galveston, but pretty much we do the boat. This is before COVID and the changes in the muster station drills. So we do the muster station drill pretty much just prior to sail away, and then pretty much as the drill's finishing, the ship's pulling away from the port. So I'd sort of end the drill for, the drill will be finished, and then all the crew are going back to work or to whatever they're doing, if they're on or off duty. And for me, for the shops, we wouldn't go to work till about an hour or so more after sail away. So I'd always go out on deck and watch us pulling out of port. So I'd go out where the ship's leaving now through the harbor. I'd go out to that forward port area where the crew area is, and you can actually see South Beach. And I could watch it every week and not get tired of seeing it, and seeing the view of it, because it's just so iconic, that kind of view looking at South Beach. Even pulling out of Galveston, there's a lot of people that come down to the dock area where the ships dock in Galveston and wave off the ships. Yeah, you can, for the crew, there's a forward area there, and you can just literally see a straight shot of that whole east coast of Florida and that whole stretch of beaches past South Beach, So it's a pretty neat view. Yeah, Symphony looks huge. Yeah, I mean, of course, the good thing now is the ships aren't sailing at full capacity, so you're kind of going to be able to enjoy the ship a little bit more without that kind of, extra few thousand people almost. So it's kind of going to be an even more enjoyable cruise, I think, with a reduced capacity. I think so anyway. I mean, where it's not going to feel as crowded. I mean, the big ships are meant for, 5,000 guests. I mean, Carnival Horizon, when we did the inaugurals in Europe, was at 4,300 guests. And you can feel that busyness even on a Carnival ship, let alone on the bigger royal ships. Oh, your name is actually Jen. That's my wife's name. Yeah, my wife's name is Yevgenia, but she goes by Jen. So that's kind of neat. She's asleep now already, so it's exactly 12:01 a.m. here. And she has a thing where anytime after 9 p.m. don't bother her. It's her magic hour of going to sleep or getting ready to go to bed. So whereas I tend to be more nighttime, night owl style. So that's pretty neat. I just went on Mariner. It's so far my favorite ship, but haven't been on Harmony yet. Yeah, I guess, you do get kind of like a bit of an attachment to a certain ship. When you go on one and then, even if you compare it to another one that you've done in the past, you know what I mean? It's always on this ship, it was like that. Even crew working on the ships get that way as well. You know what I mean? Like, this was my favorite ship. On this ship, we did it like this. On this ship, we did it like this. And almost you've got to kind of hold yourself back, not comparing as much as, what you want to do. I mean, especially crew working on the ship. You come on a ship, first day or first week, and you kind of hope everything's the same, and how the procedures are run. And when they're different, you kind of just, oh, my last ship we did it this way. On my last ship we did it this way. But you're not on your last ship now. You're on this ship, and this is how we're doing it. Brandon says he'll be on Island Princess in October for the Northern Lights cruise from London. Oh, that'll be very cool. So I guess it's going to go. Is it going to go up to Norway and this kind of area on the Northern Europe? I guess they call it Northern Europe, right? It's not quite Baltic because it's a little bit too far over, but yeah, they're just sort of zooming in here. So you definitely can see freedom here. So I did get my ships mixed up. Should have read the back of the ship, shouldn't I? So they're zooming in here because they can see the thrusters. Can you see how it's kind of gone a bit glassy here? They call this glassy when the water goes very calm, so that they kind of believe that the ship's about to pull off. It looks like the ropes are still tied here. You can just see the staff here kind of waiting to pull the ropes. So for whatever reason, it's not sailed yet. So that sounds interesting. So I'm going to be a little bit behind on the chat here. Oh, Blogging Trucker is here. Oh, how are we going? Blogging Trucker is another regular in the live streams. We're talking about the ships that are in port in Miami now, and a few people have got cruises booked. Truly Glam here's got a cruise booked. Gonna have to go back here now. We had a few others. So yeah, it's pretty neat. 22 days. Oh, are you in a cruise group, by the way? There's obviously each cruise ship has a cruise group typically on Facebook that you can join, and then maybe they're going to do like meetups or slot pulls in the casino, or they do shot glass exchanges or postcard exchanges. Sometimes they do excursions together. This is pretty much just casual people that are on Facebook that kind of get together. Sometimes they wear beads, like Mardi Gras beads, so you know who's who. The Mariner sounds horrible. What's that mean? Oh, I guess it's amazing, and you're being a little bit sarcastic about it, I think. So, I used to go out on the jetties in Miami to watch cruise ships leave. Yeah, I reckon if I would live there too, and my Saturdays or Sundays would be free, I'd probably get if it was my wife, I don't know, would she get bored of going to see the ships sail off? But I would definitely go down there and see them. When I was at home, well, I guess it was right after March, when I came back from the Dream. This was at the start of the COVID shutdown. We actually had a couple of ships come into Fremantle, and one of them had quite a few cases on board. And actually, when the ship sailed off, it was sort of in the news because it was tied up in the harbour for quite a while with the guests that were sick and things like that, and they had to be flown home. And I went down to watch one of the ships sail away, and there was quite a crowd of, like, really a crowd of people when the ship left, because we don't have a lot of ships. Fremantle is I'm on the west coast of Australia. Pretty much all the ships that we talk about for Australia sails out of Sydney or out of Brisbane, which is on the east coast. So I'm on the west coast. I love Mariner of the Seas. We sail with only 1,800 people. Yeah, right. That reduced capacity is definitely going to give you a different experience. Oh, sorry. A different experience cruising with a half full or even less than half full ship. Yeah, all right. Was it shimming what your typo is? Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I saw the typo earlier, but I didn't read it out as a typo. So, so I get it now. Oh, and Blogging Trucker, you have booked Wonder of the Seas, the new ship, November 13th to Eastern Caribbean. So, oh, you have a meetup and a slot pool planned. Nice. So yeah, these cruise groups, I mean, you can get 300, 500, 600 people in cruise groups. I do tend to join because I've got a lot of, if you look at this YouTube channel, a lot of videos on the Carnival Horizon. I do tend to join some of the Horizon cruise groups, even though I'm not cruising. And I post some videos that I made. They're a little bit older videos now, right? They're not current ones, but a lot of the videos that I've made are kind of what they call evergreen videos. So, like, I did one about the laundry, like the passenger laundry, where you can go and do your own washing of clothes. So it's a kind of a video that can be viewed forever because the ship always will have that laundry on there. That makes sense. So I can share that video into the cruise group, and then for anyone cruising, they'll be able to then know that that's on there. Or I did a walk around of the sports bar on the ship, so people could see that video, and they may not know what facilities the ship has. Just looking here, that's the fueling barge just sailing away here. We're getting towed away. So obviously the ships are ready to go now, and then it's just a matter of time before we see the next one pull away. I'm jealous, Michuli. I have 77 days until I get on the Horizon. Oh, so everybody's countdown's a little bit different from each other. 77 days. So that's 2 months or so. It's not too far away. 2.5 months. Blogging Truck, I'm doing back-to-back from New York in August. Any tips for going from New York City from either yourself or Russell? Yeah, so I guess the main thing is which port you're sailing out of. There's 3 different places. There is Red Hook, Brooklyn, which some ships sail out of. Then there's the Manhattan West Side Highway, where some of the Carnival ships sail out of, some of Norwegian ships sail out of. And then there's also Bayonne, New Jersey, just over on the other side of, let's say, New York, if you like, New Jersey. I mean, definitely for me, I guess, I mean, from the ships that I was on out of Manhattan, I would try and suggest if you can come in a day early. I think that's sort of pretty much the standard now, to come a day early ahead of a cruise and not fly in on the same day. I guess, Brandon, you said you're in New York, right? So I guess maybe you're driving to the cruise. So I guess would be to maybe plan a little bit. You said that you're in New York, so I guess we'll be kind of planning around how you're going to get to the cruise terminal. So either driving there, I guess, if you're not flying. I mean, another option would be to maybe get a hotel close by and come in the night before, even if you do live in a close area. I know, especially for like the ships out of Manhattan, there's a lot of you're only 40 minutes from the port, Machuli, so that's sort of handy. But take care of that. Yeah, so I mean, especially for the Manhattan ships, you can stay in Times Square area. I mean, there's a ton of hotels in Manhattan, right? And then you can easily get a taxi to the pier. But I definitely suggest a day earlier, or even 2 days earlier, so you could do some sightseeing in New York. I know if I was to fly in, I'd want to kind of see a little bit of Manhattan itself personally. I'm not sure from blogging Trucker's point of view what he'd do. I know he's in New York area as well, so maybe he can put something in the comments what he thinks. Take care of that cold. Yeah, it's just the cough. It's sort of nothing else hurts. No body, no head, no flu, no blocked nose. It's probably just from talking a lot now that it's sort of got a little bit tweaked, I guess. Machuli says, I went on Carnival and didn't like it. We're definitely Royal Caribbean addicts. Yeah, there's definitely two different points of view, I guess. I mean, I haven't worked on Royal, so I can't kind of compare life on Royal to life on Carnival. I mean, Carnival, I mean, I wouldn't say invented cruising out of Miami, but they were the first, one of the first cruise lines to do that kind of year-round sailing from Miami, as an example. Of course, there's Port Canaveral, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Jacksonville. But, Carnival basically created the whole 7-day East-West Caribbean kind of traditional cruise. They work on a very simple product. I mean, Mickey Arison, the son of Ted Arison, who sort of founded the cruise line, he always sort of said that it's a family cruise line. It's for families, maybe family with kids, for people that are kind of maybe on some kind of a budget, if you like. I mean, they don't have luxury cabins, compared to, some of the, on Celebrity, they've got, I think isn't it Sky Suites on Celebrity, an owner sort of suite. Same on Royal, where they've got the 2-level sort of suites with the kids slide inside and stuff like that. I mean, the Carnival ships don't necessarily have that product as part of the ships. They do have Family Harbor. They do have, the Havana cabanas and stuff like that. But, the cruise line was never sort of built that way inclined. So it is definitely a different product. I mean, Blogging Trucker, I know he's been on Carnival and been on Royal, so he could probably give a better example of the difference. I should probably try and get somebody on to the chat as a guest who could sort of, join us and sort of talk about sort of those true differences, So I've been waiting since October. I'm so glad we're finally under 30 days. Yeah, I guess with all that kind of onset of, some of the cruise lines canceling some of the ships, and sort of, just up and canceling 2 or 3 weeks worth of cruises even, I mean, you don't want that to happen at sort of so close to your sailing time. So, yeah, Mitchell says it's only 40 minutes from the port. Yeah, I kind of wish, even in Australia, I mean, not everybody lives close to the port. I mean, not necessarily everybody who sails out of Sydney lives in Sydney. You get people that come from Melbourne, from Brisbane, from Adelaide to take a cruise on the back-to-back cruise on NCL as well. You might be cruising on NCL in August on a back-to-back. Yeah, you've got lots of time free. You can go on all sorts of cruises. I kind of wish in a small way that if I had my visa, I could fly easily. I could sort of book some cruises and go and make YouTube content for them, So Brandon says they've got the best liquor shop specialists in the industry. Oh, I guess that's a nod to me. Thank you, Brandon. There is some other great guys as well. I mean, I know I I'm very good at what I do. The cruise line, especially now with so the shops that are run on, the ships that I'm working on. So on Horizon is my last ship, for instance. Our company, which is Louis Vuitton, LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moët Hennessy, who owns the shops that are the concessions on Carnival, actually on Celebrity, on Royal, Costa, Holland America. They're now trying to hire more liquor specialists, if you like. It isn't actually an official title, by the way. I'd be a sales associate or salesperson, if you like, sales associate. And the liquor specialist is not an actual title. They kind of gave it to me and a couple of the different guys in the on different ships, because we really are that next level salesperson. They do actually have jewelry specialists, watch specialists, and is it a beauty specialist? I was going to say perfume shop. So they do actually have those titles officially, but the liquor one is sort of a new role that they've kind of unofficially created. So yeah, thanks. Caroline says Princess Cruises sail out of Brooklyn, Royal Caribbean sails out of New Jersey, Norwegian Carnival out of Manhattan. Thanks, Caroline. I know it's sort of, you've got it actually down to a T. So yeah, so I guess, yeah, there we go. So my back-to-back, so you guys can follow the chat along better than I can here. So my back-to-back is Carnival, so it should be Manhattan Terminal. Taking the train in 2 days before, the entrance to the terminal looks complicated if I was to walk there from the hotel. Yeah, really honestly, just get a taxi or Uber, I guess, or whatever, Lyft, whatever you're using. I know for like on Horizon, it was like 49th or 50th and West Side Highway where the ships, should we pull up? Let's just go to this one. This has kind of got the map, a little bit of New York. Kitty Hawk, oh, it's right the way up here. Where are we? Over here. Holland Tunnel. Lincoln Tunnel up here, West Side Highway. Have we got the different streets? 50th. So yeah, over here, roughly 49th, so 48th, 50th Street. So basically the taxis drop you off. I know when I got a taxi around Manhattan and came back to the cruise terminals, they just dropped me off on the opposite side of the road at these intersections over here. And then I just literally cross at the zebra crossing or the crosswalk. And then there's actually kind of like a bag drop where you could leave your bags and then they'll just direct you into the terminal. So definitely I'd suggest getting a taxi or Uber or Lyft from wherever your hotel is. I wouldn't, even if it's sort of only 2 or 3 blocks. I mean, you do see a lot of people literally dragging their luggage a couple of blocks from a hotel in Manhattan. And it doesn't look that far. I mean, where is Times Square's over here, isn't it? Broadway here. I mean, it doesn't look that far, but these are kind of very big blocks in Manhattan. So I would definitely suggest getting a taxi. I mean, it's not expensive in terms of the overall cost of your holiday. Most of the taxi drivers and Uber and Lyft drivers know where the cruise terminals are to drop you off as well. I'll just sort of follow on the chat. I used to go on the Sea Escape. It was in the 80s and 90s out of Miami. It left early in the morning, went to did it go to Freeport? And then back at night. It was a weekly cruise back then. Yeah, Sea Escape. Yeah, it was like a casino ship, right? It would go over there, then you could go to Freeport. I think, because I was doing the Carnival Fantasy, was one of my first contracts, and we'd do the Freeport Nassau itinerary, and every Freeport we'd see one of the ships coming in there. I think now it's Margaritaville is the one that's the Margaritaville at Sea is the new ship that sort of took over doing that sort of itinerary. Oh, there you go. So yeah, getting to the port in New York City is very easy, especially in the Manhattan one. New York now, that's a port I'd love to sail from. Yeah, actually, I think a couple of live streams ago, I was showing some photos of the Carnival Horizon startup, and I had some photos there of the ship sailing out of Manhattan and out of Lower Manhattan, and then goes under the Verrazano Bridge. As long as the ships are cruising, I'll be on them all year round. Yeah, it would be a small dream of mine to just do cruising and do YouTube videos. I know there's a few other YouTubers that do that, right? And they make a thing of it. The thing is, they kind of, I mean, I guess maybe they have other jobs aside from taking cruises, but I mean, I could easily maybe make a video maybe take a cruise once a month or twice per month and just keep pumping out videos. I'm not good enough to edit them to make them that good quality. Daryl is here. I'll just go by Daryl. Again, the microphone is up and running. Thank you very much for your super chat, super stickers a couple of streams ago. Of course, it didn't cover the whole cost of it, but I just went out and bought it. My live stream super chat money basically is put together with the few people that did. I think Bear Bull as well, I think was another one of maybe Caroline or Bear Bull was another one of the contributors to it. So thanks very much again for the help with the microphone. And the actual microphone arm nearly cost as much as the microphone. I actually have this Rode boom arm. You can buy dirt cheap ones, but I just didn't want to. So next is the camera, by the way. It is in the plan, but it's a little bit far off. So Brandon said, I hit diamond after Hawaii next year. Then I'm going to try others. The new NCL ships look awesome. Escape rooms, virtual reality stuff. Yeah, there's kind of no end to what they can put on the newer, bigger ships. Actually, we can we? I don't think, what's the ship that's in port there in Miami? There's a couple of the NCL ships have the, oops, well, I've gone too far now. What have I done? A couple of the NCL ships have the, Norwegian Joy, I think, actually has it, don't they? The go-kart track as well. I mean, again, we talked about this in a few different live streams. I mean, where Royal Caribbean, like Symphony, for instance, and then when Wonder comes out, a lot of their ships focus a lot around the destination, the ship being the destination, not necessarily where the ship is sailing to. That makes sense. So I think Mardi Gras is sort of heading that way as well. And if you watched the live stream last week with Neil, he talked about it as well, right? That he'd been on so many cruises now. He's gone to the same ports so many times that he's going to stay on board a lot more and go to a lot more of the restaurants. Carnival's going, excuse me, going a lot more full on with more restaurant options and kind of giving you that sort of stay on board kind of, thing. Mature says, me too. I love the escape rooms. Yeah, I've never even been to one on land, let alone on a cruise ship. I know for Carnival Horizon, they've got the, I know it's not a big deal, but they've got the IMAX theater, and I could go to a movie. They even did crew movies about every second week when new releases come out. So yeah, you said that the escape was out of Freeport. Yeah, there was quite a few. I think Enchanted Capri. There was quite a lot of older ships that did that run as well. I think even from Fort Lauderdale or Port Canaveral at one point, I think as well. NCL sails out of New York all year round. Royal Caribbean sails all year round out of New Jersey. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Carnival just does it seasonally, don't they? Because of the weather kind of possibilities and things like that. Yeah, there we go. Carnival only sails out if New York after July until November. Yeah, I guess they kind of keep that summer season. Yeah, West Side Highway here in New York City. Yeah, it's very, I mean, literally, I mean, I think for the shops where we don't work in port, we kind of we make other crew members very jealous over the fact that you can get off the ship at that 50th and West Side Highway and walk, 4 or 5 blocks and you can be in Times Square. And it's kind of almost a jealousy kind of thing. Other crew members, you tell them that you've done that. Yeah, especially if they're staying at a hotel on 12th Avenue and 40th Street. Very easy walk. Yeah, I guess it just depends on kind of your tolerance for how long you want to wheel your luggage, how many bags you have. Maybe you got the sodas and things like that as well. I mean, the few blocks. I mean, I probably personally, even though I know it's sort of very easy to do, I'd still probably take a taxi. I mean, for me, but I mean, that's just knowing the distances and stuff like that. Yeah, Michuli, so Jen says that I'm a beauty makeup YouTuber. Maybe I need to vlog some of my cruises. I never filmed for my channel on a cruise. It's my break. Yeah, the thing is, it's the problem with YouTube. There's not a problem. Is our channels become very niche. Like you're a beauty makeup YouTuber. I'm doing cruise ship stuff, and it's very tough then to do other videos on the same channel and it getting the same amount of views. Excuse me. I'm just going to take a tiny drink just to get my sorry, I was going to have a drink ready and I didn't. Yeah, the thing with YouTube, the niche that you're in, like with the cruise channel that I've got here, videos do, I mean, let's say if I want to call it I mean, based on how many views I get per video and so on. And then if I maybe make a video here in Moscow of me walking around in Gorky Park yesterday, for instance, it won't get the same amount of views. And then also YouTube doesn't promote your videos enough and you don't get enough reach and a click-through rate of your videos. Whereas maybe with your channel, I'm not too sure. We can have a look. Maybe your viewers like kind of a vlog style where it's following along with whatever you're doing that day or that week or, day in the life of me and so forth. Maybe could be interesting. You could always do like videos on the cruise ship, like getting ready for formal night, for instance. You could set up your camera in your cabin, and you could do maybe a video of getting ready for your formal night, or you could do even like a packing video. You could do what I pack for my cruise video, where you show which beauty things you're taking with you, and like maybe an essentials packing list. I'm just giving you video ideas here. I'm not sort of following the chat as quickly, but these are sort of good video ideas, especially if you weren't going to film yourself on your cruise. You could do a packing video. I mean, I should do them as well, and I haven't. When I do go back on my next contract, I'll do a packing video for what I'm going to take on my next cruise when I go to fly over there to join the ship. And that's sort of a great idea. That you could do that sort of thing like that, like the top 10. I did what? Oh, there we go. I'll just scroll down because I'm watching 2 screens here. Yeah, I did a what's in my makeup bag video. I did film a get ready with me on a cruise ship, but that's still in my niche. That damn algorithm, yeah. Yeah, it's something that's with YouTube that you've got to kind of feed the beast. This is what I'm helping out a friend that I've met through YouTube who's he makes cooking videos, and it's what's called a faceless channel, and he does how to make food dishes videos. So he kind of films him making it and then just what ingredients and so on. And I helped him out a little bit with the thumbnails, rebranding a little bit. And now he's doing some short videos, and he's picking up more views and subscribers from doing what he wasn't normally doing, because he's actually a school teacher and he's got kids and everything, and he just films on the weekends occasionally. So yeah, it's a tough niche to, we're not the top YouTubers, and these guys that are in that kind of millions of subscribers and viewers, it's just a different, thing altogether. You know what I mean? I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers, and it seems like this last 1,000 or so is the toughest 1,000 to get. Not necessarily live videos help even the channel itself. You know what I mean? It's a matter of doing a video that obviously people want to watch and share and like and chat about. There you go. No reason Joy and Bliss have go-karts. I sailed on the list a few years ago out of Los Angeles. Okay, yeah, Bliss and Joy have the go-kart tracks. That looks like go-karts to me right there. Oh, that's MSC. Yeah, I'm completely thrown off by which ship is which in the port here. So yeah, so Bliss and Joy have the go-karts. Yeah, I'd love to go on them. Actually, I've got on this channel. So when the cruise lines put out videos, they allow you to kind of basically share them on your own channel. Pretty much Royal do it and Celebrity do it more, and NCL not too much. But one of the best performing videos on this channel is about the go-karts on I think it's on the Norwegian Joy. And that's kind of got views forever since it was ever uploaded. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale did a lot of cruises to nowhere. Yeah, just talking about the ships that go over to Freeport. And you were on Norwegian Bliss for 2 weeks last year. So Blogging Trucker, you've been on all the cruise lines. It's tough to have a favorite, I guess, right? Each cruise ship does have a little different niche from the next, so... Yeah, there's Symphony right there. It's called that slide there. It's called the Ultimate Abyss. And it's actually a dry slide. It's not a water slide. Everyone thinks it's a water slide, but it's basically like a slide for kids, if you like. You go on like a mat down the slide. That makes sense. Yeah, the go-karts look fun. Yeah, I'd love to go on them. I remember my friend was on Norwegian Joy when it went to China. It went to China, didn't it? The first itineraries, and he brought out the ship and went to China for the release of the ship. And he sent me photos and stuff before there were photos around of that. And they had one with all of the officers, like the captain and chief engineer, in their full whites with the hats on. Like their navigation uniforms on, and they were on the go-karts, and it was very cool. Oh, thanks. You just added a like. Yeah, we're up to 11 likes, by the way. So that's pretty cool. Thanks. Yeah, that's why I take a small luggage and a backpack when I travel. Makes for travel stress-free. Yeah, this is the thing, right? For me, it's sort of very different because I've got to take in my luggage, like my uniforms and things like that. And then I'm essentially packing for 6 or 8 months. You don't sort of need the amount of things that you would need on maybe a shorter 7-day cruise, for instance. So I kind of, like when I flew from Australia to Moscow, my wife had me bring the Dyson vacuum with me. It was one of her dreams that I got her a Dyson vacuum, and I bought her one. And then we ended up flying back to Moscow. So it was the one thing that I had to bring in the luggage. So I didn't bring this time with me as much to Moscow, like food and snacks and gifts for friends and family here. In years gone by, I would always bring over like souvenirs and, kangaroos and koala things like this to give to everybody. But now I've been here so many times, everybody knows me as a local. So my husband got hurt really bad at work, falling off a roof. So exactly my filming schedule. Oh, whoa. So it affected my filming schedule a lot the last few months. I'm working on coming back to full schedule. Oh, so I fell off a roof. Oh, that must have not been nice. So I guess maybe you were taking care of him, and I guess maybe he was off work. So I guess it really affected what you're doing routine wise. Yeah, the thing like with YouTube, like it gets used to your kind of upload schedule if you're keeping to a schedule. And then if you kind of throw it off a little bit, you know what I mean? You've got to rely on, firstly your subscribers, and then maybe the, organicness of your videos, that other people would kind of see them. Yeah, I overpack a lot. I forgot nothing. I forgot nothing by bringing too much. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, especially if you're driving to a cruise, I mean, you can literally, the cruise lines have never really had a true rule about how much you can and can't bring on a cruise. So you could bring 5 luggage if you want to. How many luggage you can bring and how much you could, like you say, overpacking if you like. I mean, when you're flying, obviously your airlines restrict to the weight of your check-in bag and whatever rules you've got for which class of flight you've taken and stuff like that. I mean, even for us selling the liquor, I mean, it's harder to sell more liquor to people who are flying because they've got to put liquids in the check bag. So we'd focus as much as we could on people driving, knowing that they can just literally walk off and their car's in the parking garage near where the ship is, and it wasn't inconvenient to take more things off than what they came on with. Yeah, that's my stress-free overpacking, and then you'd have to think about anything you did forget, like tweezers or something, or safety pins. Yeah, I keep meaning to. I wanted to try to collaborate with, and I'm still emailing one guy about getting some items from Amazon, and making like a 5 things to buy from Amazon list that you can take on your cruise. So I kind of put together like an Amazon store where you can put things into like different carts where people can look at suggestions. Maybe I'll sort of pull up this. Let's see if we can pull it up. Always ask for my phone number, this Amazon. Let's just go to, we need my storefront. I'm not getting in anywhere rich from selling on Amazon, by the way. The links are there and that's about it. I wish I could get rich from it, but not. But this is like a storefront, an Amazon Associates. And then I've created like cruise first aid kit, cabin essentials, packing essentials, top 10 items, seasickness readiness, going ashore, pool deck essentials. So like on this cabin essentials here, like the plug, the magnetic hooks, these little temperature alarm clocks. Actually, I've got one right here, the one that tells you the temperature. Oops. It's currently minus 2.5 outside. It's actually quite warm. And then it's 27 in the kitchen here, which is actually really warm. I've not got the window open. Normally I have the window open for some fresh air, but I kept it closed. Like packing ideas here, travel plugs, these little battery operated lights, things like that, so travel Uno, kind of jumped in the wrong one. These little USB blenders as well, kind of a good, that's a kind of good suggestion. What if we can put the link? Not really. I don't think you guys who watch my channel are really as bothered about this, but maybe you can take a look. It's kind of, maybe it's interesting. I don't know. Caroline will be happy when I get back on another cruise. Yeah, I guess you're all waiting for me to make more videos. And the only thing that I'm worried about, I just talked to my wife about this yesterday, and that's not being able to get off the ship in the ports as much. And because in the past, the shops are closed in every port, so we don't work in port days. And that's my getting off the ship time. That's my off time, my day off, if you like, or half days off. And that's when I make all the videos in the ports of call. And that's what worries me a little bit, that I may not be able to get off, like with all of these, like this. You've got to like isolation rules and stuff like that. Crew can't get off in certain ports. Crew can't get off for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks at a time. And that kind of worries me a little bit, that I'm okay with not getting off the ship. I know I can stay on board. I can go and still eat on board and things like that. But my intention of working always in the shops was that I can get off in all the ports. And when you can't, it's kind of the worst day of your life or day of the week. Yeah, I bring 3 luggage and 2 carry-ons for me and my husband. And that was a 5-day cruise. 7-day cruise is going to be more. Yeah, I guess if you're like makeup and all this sort of blogger, then I guess it's, everything's sort of normal amounts. So, there's no rule about it, everybody. It's not a thing where you have to bring this much or not, So, you got to bring the magnetic hooks and straws. Yeah, straws are a big thing. I made a couple of those Q&A videos on the channel about bringing straws on the ship and things like that. Magnetic hooks are a massive thing because of actually on the 3 ships so on Sunrise, which was Triumph, on Horizon, and on Dream, I made a magnetic magnetic hooks video. So I went in the cabin when there was no guests on board and showed how the walls are magnetic. And it was almost like a cabin secret at the time, But now it's sort of very common knowledge. Caroline says it's a lot of luggage that you're bringing. Hey, having to buy stuff and or do without it. Yeah, that's the thing, right? You get on the ship and then you realize you've forgotten something, and okay, maybe the store might have it, or you don't have a way to get off the ship and go and get it. It's, especially first day, you realize the next port's 2 days away. Well, Caroline's been cruising since 1983 and never carried so much luggage. Yeah, I guess everyone has their kind of thing about how much. I'm always in shock. Like when we did Europe and we were out of Barcelona, and I'd see, because we sort of when we were at that brand new terminal, we saw everyone coming to the ship to come on the cruise. Is one of the Russian adverts coming up. This is Yandex Market, which is basically like Amazon, but the Russian version of Amazon shopping, where you do online and get delivery. Yandex just dominates in Russia. Sorry, I just thought I'd talk about that. Yeah, like people that were cruising out of Europe, so they'd fly into Europe and they have just literally one small, almost not carry-on bag. So they came on like a 10 or 12-day cruise with one luggage. Have you checked out Peter Drew here on YouTube? I haven't checked out Peter. What's he called? Peter Drew. No. Should we take a look? I don't know who he is, but maybe he's a cruise blogger. Peter Drew. Drew? Does he draw? Internet marketing. Oh, so he's doing like, okay, so Google rankings. Oh, okay, this is interesting. About how to get rankings on YouTube and Google, I guess. And I'll have to have a look at this. Thank you. Actually, while we're here, we'll have a look at Maturely Glam. Here we go. 7,009. So I guess you just maybe just cracked the 7,000 subscribers. Channel. There we go. That's the homepage. So you can fill this out. This is your homepage, by the way. You can fill this out with more different categories here. So this is uploads, which is pretty much how you're making the videos. And then this is your shorts, featured channel. And then you can also then put your, what do you call this? Like playlists or popular uploads lists as well. If we go to my channel just for a second, I'll just show you the difference here. So here it's showing what's the live video right now. And then I've got uploads, popular uploads. That's kind of the one that's got the highest views backwards. This is the order of my last videos. Then I've got how to get to the beach videos, question and answer videos. So these are basically created playlists, if that makes sense. And it's just showing them in playlists. Cruising secrets, cruise terminal walkarounds. Then I've got then different playlists then about the cabins, traveling with Russell around the world videos, Bali, Moscow, Russia. So definitely for your channel, this is a little bit fast. I think it's 10 or 12 categories that you can add to your channel. Let's get my mouse back over here. The next Carnival ship hasn't left yet. Yeah, so especially here, it's just showing your shorts. This is actually on the homepage of the website. So this is not showing how it's looking on mobile. This is on desktop. So you've got your about section filled out, which is pretty cool. You could put a little bit more into this as well. And you could make it into like, put some spaces between how long it reads. So maybe like just put a space in between each one here. Oh, this is a fun, drama-free place to review and play with all types of makeup from the least expensive to the luxury brands. Yeah, right. Don't like cyberbullying, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, right. Honest. Yeah, very nice. I like that. 545,000 views. That's kind of crazy. Oh, so you got two channels, Maturely Glam and Glamorously Beauty. That's kind of cool. Up here too, you can see on the right here, you can put links here. So you can link to like socials. I'll just go to mine again so you can see the difference. I've just got here the YouTube link and then my cruise shop link. But you can put here like Instagram, things like that. Community page. Try and do this as much as you can, by the way. You can even, you've done, the last one was a year ago. Oh, now I'm disappointed. So guys, if you're just joining, we're just doing a quick review of Jen or Maturely Glam's YouTube channel. Yeah, you can schedule these. What you want to do is you want to do alternate it up as well. So you've got one where it's a photo, and then you can do a poll, and then you could do like just a general little thing where you mention something here. And it'll engage your subscribers more. So do some polls, just simple polls like what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that, or how many days a week do you put makeup on and things like that. Yeah, this community, you get community by default when you have 500 or more subscribers. So yeah, you've got a ton. Oh my God, you've got a ton of playlists here. And where possible to try and put every video into 2 playlists if you can. If you can. Try and add your videos into 2 different playlists. Yeah, so, you got a lot of videos here. So the last one 2 weeks ago, 40. Let's go to most popular. 100,000. You need to be doing more John Cookie and eyeshadow videos 4 years ago now, but that's okay. So the whole thing with this is these words here are what's searchable on YouTube. So this is where people basically have found these videos because of the words that you've used in the search. So videos tend to get more views where they become SEO searchable. So the keywords that you've typed are what people have typed into YouTube, and that's how they're still getting views, 4 years later, for instance. Also, these thumbnails as well, where you've kind of got the close-up of the product, like this. These kind of work really well. Laura Lee Nudie. So people type this into YouTube, and then your videos will come up. Yeah, the less. Now you're at 7,000. You've probably got people that are watching who are current subscribers, right? So they like to watch this day by day kind of goings on. So that's where you'll see here 280 eyeshadow palettes probably gets more searches. That's kind of cool. Very well done. 7,000. You're a good teacher, Russell. Thanks, Caroline. I do a lot from my phone. By the way, my YouTube channel, apart from doing this now where I'm using my laptop camera, everything I've done on my YouTube channel is from my phone. Every single thing. So yeah, the more, especially in your videos that aren't vlogs, try and go after the search words or search terms. So where you're putting in the name of a product, like Give Me Glow, maybe that's a brand. Try and go after brands in terms of the YouTube searchability of it. Let me see where we're up to here. Yeah, my makeup and skincare is a small suitcase in itself. I'll go back to this so we don't look like we're missing out on the ships leaving the port. Just watching this video of the port of Miami makes me want to go on a cruise. I know you guys got a few booked here and there. So my makeup and skincare is a small suitcase by itself. One for shoes and nebulizers, then one for my other clothes. Wow. Yeah, they always say like the average cruiser brings on the ship 7 to 9 pairs of shoes. That's the average cruiser. I mean, I guess you can't probably catch, maybe some guys maybe have that many, but ladies, and then ladies will jump and go, oh, I've only got 4 pairs, but are you counting flip-flops? And then it kind of just adds up the number. Oh no, I'm shopping your Amazon link. I just got a new makeup bag. Oh, sorry. Maybe that's good or bad, I don't know. But surely that's something you should definitely set up for your YouTube channel, is an Amazon Associates account. And then in your descriptions of your videos, you could put links to them. I'm pretty sure maybe you've got brand deals going on here or there, maybe. I'm not sure, unless you just go out and buy your own things. Peter has a YouTube video course for your YouTube video creation and submissions to automatically rank. It's called Video SERP Shifter. Oh, I'll definitely look that up afterwards, Blogging Trucker, because these kind of things always interest me. I do watch about vidIQ, which is another one that teaches you about YouTube creation. I actually lost a lot of subscribers not filming this last few months. Wow. People unsubscribe so easily. Yeah, I've not had any really unsubscribers. Actually, when I look at some of the stats, I see occasionally there's like a -1 subscriber every now and again from a video. Yeah, that's Peter's YouTube course. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look. Yeah, they keep adding this. I haven't kept up with adding stuff. Yeah, so that's, things like the community tab. I mean, you can even post, you can even schedule them to go. You want to schedule one every day or every second day, even if it's just basic, questions or polls or a photograph. Even if it's old photos, I mean, no worries. I mean, you don't have to necessarily have a current photo of something. I'm sure you got a lot of stock photos. Oh, it's nice in New York today, 55 degrees. Yeah, Miami. Have they mentioned in this? What's going on? Have we missed one of the ships leaving here? I hope not. No, it's definitely live still. So yeah, it's very interesting that that other Carnival ship hasn't sailed off. I thought that maybe I'd frozen the screen and we haven't seen it sailing away, but not. It looks like it's like a frozen image. I'm just sort of looking at the boats around here moving to see if the video is still going. So yeah, they're zooming in now to Norwegian. I think that's what they're zooming into there. It's a bit hard to see from this angle which ship is which going off, you know, so it's a bit deceiving. Yeah, 55. Yeah, it's nice day even in New York, especially being so far north compared to Florida's like always like 70, 80, right? And you get tired of it all. Yeah, I do a lot from my phone. Yeah, pretty much everything I've done with my YouTube channel. Well, everything is literally with my phone. And then now in the room here, I've set up like the ring light tripod, which I don't probably use as much as I thought I would, because I don't really film as much videos like of me. Mostly when I'm doing them on the ship, it's walking around videos. So, and Caroline says I'm a good teacher. Thank you. I can't find polls. I've been trying to make them. So let's have a look. We'll go on to mine over here. So go to your channel, then go to community. And then over here, it gives you the option here to type something in. Then you've got image, poll, and video. So if I click poll, you can ask your community. You can do a question. Do you have, let's just do one. "2022. Yes or no. You can just do like that. Yes or no. That's as simple as this. It's too many characters. No. And you just do post. And then now that'll come up now. If I go to my other channel here, hopefully I'm subscribed to myself. And then if I then go to YouTube, then you kind of see your videos here to suggest. And then are we going to see we're not going to see it. Where are they? Let's go to, this is my other channel, by the way. I'll just show this in a second. And normally it shows up the community posts somewhere here. Let's just click away from a video. Yeah, there we go. So latest YouTube posts. So you'll see they come up. So maybe I'm not subscribed to myself on this channel, and it would come up with the question right here. Yeah, this is my other channel. So I'll just do a bit of promotion for a couple of seconds. Yeah, Traveling with Russell is the channel I created Mostly all Moscow videos while I've been here. And then I haven't posted now in a month a video, which is a bit sad, unfortunately. Actually, this is where we walked yesterday, this Moscow poo sculpture. We went walking by this. Yeah, we went over this park as well yesterday when we went from Gorky Park over to Red Square. Yeah, it's now winter here, so there's snow on the ground everywhere. It's not quite the same. But to show you kind of crazy thing here. So most videos are under a few hundred views, maybe 1,000 here or there. And then I've got one here with 22,000 views. I filmed a thing about the electric bus fleet in Moscow. And it's got crazy amount of views, 22,000. Yeah, 297 subscribers. So if you want to see any of my travel videos that are not cruise related, there you go. Just click away from this. And we still don't see any other ship pulling away. So we've seen one Carnival ship leave, and then that's it. I don't see any smoke coming out of the Freedom's stack. Yeah, that's usually a giveaway when the ships are sailing away, that the smokestack kind of picks up a little bit. So did you find polls? Oh, I've gone past now. Yeah, I have an Amazon store, but I do need to link to it. Yeah, you should do that in your description of your videos, even if it's not necessarily like the store itself, but create the associate links for a product that you might use in the video. Yeah, very underground stuff. Yeah, I guess that's learning about some of the things about YouTube and SEO searches and stuff like that. Blogging Drug is asking me, is there any news on when you're going back to Horizon yet? I'm basically waiting for my Russian visa. So I'm at the whim of the Russian government. God bless their beautiful souls and how quickly they'll approve my residency visa for Russia. So that's well and truly been sent and already in the process. So within, I'd say, 2 weeks of getting the visa approved, I should be having a flight booked and flying back to a ship. So, and I was hoping this month it was going to happen. It looks like March now, I guess. Everything going on around the world. They always blame like COVID on everything. You know, even if it's not a problem, they're blaming it on COVID. Yeah, thanks so much for advice. I will definitely take your advice. Yeah, especially if you're not posting videos or you've sort of just slowed down on your schedule of doing them. Posting community posts keeps your especially your subscribers, because it goes to your subscribers. It keeps you engaged in the community of your channel. So, oh, there we go. We have a competition now between New York and Florida. It's 82 here in Florida. So, yeah, it's, what are we on then? I guess, what's Moscow's temperature? It's not very cold here. So it's 28 in Moscow today. It's hovering around, give or take, that temperature. Yeah, it's minus 2.6 outside where I am. So, oh, you did a poll, but it only like your schedule. That's strange. Oh, there we go. Carnival Freedom is just pulling away now. There we go. That's the action for us that we wanted to see. That sort of sideways movement. Again, we just have like a video game controller here, which is letting the ship go sideways while it's in port. Kind of nice to see. Yeah, that's Symphony of the Seas. Yeah, just ahead of the, well, I guess There's Norwegian Pearl there, Carnival Freedom, and then Symphony is there ahead. And there's MSC back here. Yeah, they're all facing out to sea today, so there's no need to turn around. They'll have done that early morning. Rosalind, how do you get to the link for the Port of Miami live cam? Yeah, I go to YouTube. Literally, we'll just click off this a second. And probably my YouTube, it has it up there as a previous view. So I guess you can just type here, Port of Miami webcam. And then it's going to come up with, so we were looking at this broad wave live cams. That's the one I was looking at. And then there's, someone's got 400 people watching it. And then there's this PTZ TV one, which is, this channel actually has quite a few different live cameras. Here's Amazon again, Russian Amazon. Everyone looking at their box that they got delivered. Yeah, so this camera is kind of on a different angle. And I'm not sure if someone's as actively kind of moving this around here. That's why I like this other one. I know this one has a bit of a better active kind of view on it. So there we go. Just as simple as that. Just type it in. I guess you could, you can actually even put into YouTube like any live camera where it's already on YouTube, like a live camera there's one for Key West, there's one for Nassau, Bahamas, and you can see them from all around the place. Check after at 5 after I scheduled the poll. Let me know if it showed up. I will do. Yeah, I'll have a look a little bit after this and see if it's come up or not. Yeah, the idea is to what they suggest is to not do consecutive posts. So you want to do one that's a photo, one that's a poll, and then maybe one that's a link to a previous video, or just maybe just a little, like you've got on yours, like a little bit of just typing here and there. Even just an update of what's going on, especially if you're vlogging, just update on what you're up to. You know what I mean? Haven't been able to post a video because, you know, got some things going on or what have you. It's not really done much of a turnaround, that, has it? It's just angled across, and there's already, you can see the engine's just kicking in now at the back of the ship here. And it's just about to leave. Soon, like everything else, it takes a while to get approved. Yeah, this visa is, I think it's almost like time's frozen. And I'm sure if I went in that office where we dropped our paperwork off, it's on a pile of other applications, obviously. It's not electronic like everything is in Australia. Everything in Russia is just paperwork and you know, getting stamps or getting approvals or taking it to another office to get it looked at. It's so much manual things here. They're trying to be electronic. They're meant to be like, you know, in terms of their online shopping and apps on your phone, they're kind of world leaders. And then to other things, they're basically in the Stone Age, if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, it was 32 the other night here. Now it's in the 80s. Yeah, last week or so, wasn't it? Like crazy cold weather for like a week or two, like a week or so. Yeah, and Bear Bull's over on the West Coast, 74 in San Francisco. Yeah, where was that? Where was the thing that asked about the camera? Oh, Bear Bull had it there, right? You can see that straight shot out. There's a lot of boats out today, right? I mean, it's the weekend in Florida, so I guess if you've got a boat, you're going to go and take it out. Look at the traffic going over to South Beach too. Crawling over there. Like, is it like 3 or 4 lanes of traffic there? And the boat's like hardly moving. Look how calm it looks. Looks flat. Oh, imagine imagine living in these apartments here too. Oh wow. Watch those ships is making me antsy to go on a cruise. I bet. Yeah, that's probably not the best sort of live cameras to watch, you know, especially if it's not your cruise week that you're going on. Just think when you're on your cruise, somebody's watching this camera of you going on your cruise. There's a cargo ship just pulling out ahead here. Yeah, we talked about the news there. We'll see now if we update this. Let's see the sunrise. Kind of shows its previous itinerary here, where it's the last cruises here. I think they're probably the same if we go to this. Oh, it's just got the intended. Okay, so it's going to the private island first. A fairly long itinerary here. Down to Aruba, Curacao. Where is it? Yeah, pretty cool itinerary. Oh, Machuli says on March the 6th, you can wave to me from the chat. Oh, I will do. Okay. Is that, what are we on? Oh, I was just going to pull up my calendar. Where's my calendar? Oh, every time I want to do things, it doesn't want to click. Yeah, we'll have to kind of, the plan was always to either do a Saturday or a Sunday live stream. You know, I was sort of torn between what days I wanted to do it. So this has kind of worked out the best. Oh, and Bebel says it has 186 days until I resume cruising on Carnival Miracle out of San Francisco. Oh, yeah, I've got a friend. Actually, he's just signed off. Rodrigo. He was the shop manager on the Miracle. Yeah, Miracle, right? Yeah, where is those Radiance? Yeah, he just signed off Miracle, I think last week. He's from Brazil. So he's flown home to Brazil for vacation. He was just on the on there now, and he did the Hawaii itinerary as well. Okay, yeah, so Harmony of the Seas. Actually, let's see where Harmony is today, shall we? Harmony is the private island today. Oh, they've just left from the private island. There you go. That was the itinerary. They went down to, is that to St. Martin, St. Thomas? And then I guess today they were in Coco. Independence is there as well. Yeah, Harmony is a big ship. Really, it is. You can see the back aqua theater here, which is amazing. This is where they've got the aqua shows with the platform divers. A lot of them are like ex-Olympic divers or those Acapulco cliff divers kind of thing. It's Sunday that Harmony is. It's a Sunday Harmony. It always leaves on a Sunday. Oh, there we go. So maybe for that week we can do a Sunday itinerary. Yeah, that's your ship right there. It's crazy how big it is. Oh, you can see the Ultimate Abyss here as well, the slide coming back inside from the top. And the flow rider, I think that's the basketball up there. So yeah, it's on the way back to the port this morning, right? Yeah, so it must have just left now. And then I guess it's Port Canaveral. Where's the itinerary there? Yeah, so tomorrow it's back in Canaveral, Coco Cay today. Labadee, Falmouth, Nassau. There we go. And you said March, where are we? March 6th? There it is. So Nassau, same itinerary, Coco Cay, Falmouth, and Labadee, Haiti. Oh, so no Coco Cay. Oh. Oh yeah, Coco Cay, right. It has the itinerary. Now I'm mixed up. Yeah, that place looks crazy amazing. This private island for Royal. There we go. We can see now. Freedom heading out. Yeah, really, you can see that difference here. These are pretty close together now. That kind of double size. It's probably more than double, technically. What is your favorite port? My favorite port, I'll probably say Bermuda. I did a few contracts on Norwegian Crown and Norwegian Majesty quite a few years ago, where we were doing 7-day cruises from New York, Boston, that did the Bermuda itineraries, and we did 7-day cruises. So you basically have a day at sea after leaving New York. You're in port for 3 overnights in Bermuda, and you have a day at sea coming back. And that was 3.5 days. And that was so you were basically in Bermuda more than you were in your home port, if that makes sense. So you had so much time off. The shops were closed, obviously. So you were almost on a cruise holiday in Bermuda so much. And you got to know people. I was dating one girl that lived there. She was an American girl that was living in Bermuda. Actually, it was really neat too. We met on catching the public bus of all things, and we just hit it off. And she'd come and meet me and pick me up on her motorbike, and then we'd go and stay over. She was actually kind of house sitting people's houses in Bermuda from week to week to week. And actually, she'd even been to the Olympics. She'd been to Sydney 2000. She does gymnastics coaching with the Bermuda team, and she went to the Olympics. I think she might have gone to a couple of Olympics as part of the coaching side of the Olympics. Yeah, so I'd say that's probably going to Bermuda. Basically, you go to St. George, Hamilton, and there's 3 ports in Bermuda. But St. George is the one where most of the ships can't dock into because it's only smaller ships. And then Hamilton's the city one. And then the one where we went on the Horizon was Dockyard, which is where all the ships. We went to Dockyard on the Horizon, which is the kind of the 3rd port. So where we were on the Crown, we're actually doing 1 day in port in each of the 3 stops, and then early morning the ship would pull out, sail around to the next harbor and dock, and you have the whole day overnight again. So you'd only be a few hours sailing between the ports on those 3 different overnights. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, Coco Cay is amazing. I've been there to their private island, and also Labadee. Yeah, Labadee's just reopened, right? They were kind of closed for a long time. The port area is very isolated away from everything else there. So yeah, the cruise lines put a lot of work into these private islands. I mean, Carnival probably hasn't done enough really with they're using the Half Moon Key, which is the one that Holland America always had. The Carnival doesn't seem to kind of see the return. I mean, in terms of, you know, the amount of investment they put onto the island, in terms of getting it back, in terms of the revenue and things like that. Also, Carnival never really put an emphasis on the ships going there as part of a port stop. They were too busy going to Freeport and Nassau rather than going to the private islands. Yeah, he likes the port also. Yeah, Bermuda. Yeah, I mean, look, I went to Europe on Horizon, and going to a lot of the ports in Italy was very amazing. I guess the difference, though, as well, working on the ship, you go to the same ports week after week. So, like Cozumel, you know, you'd go there, you know, maybe, you know, every week for 6 months, and then if you're done, you know, I'm now over 22 years on cruise ships, 21 years. So I've been to Cozumel maybe, I don't know, 5,000 times. So it's very popular for a lot of crew to go to Cozumel, but also it's not as exciting each time you go there because you've been there so often that it becomes a little bit boring for some crew members. Whereas other crew who don't get off the ship as often, you know, who, you know, like for the shops, we're closing every port so we can get off in every port, where crew basically get off maybe once a month. It's a big deal to get off in Cozumel and go somewhere. So yeah, how many islands does Carnival own? I believe they don't own them. I think they rent them or they lease them. Like they're on like a 50 or 100-year lease, something crazy like that. I believe it's only that island there, so where the private islands are. So I don't think we can see them too well. Yeah, there's the Disney one, Castaway Cay. And then that's Coco Cay there. Yeah, so this is the Norwegian one, GSC or Great Stirrup Cay. So these are they're very, very close, like boat length away from each other. And then I don't think we can see. Where is there's the Half Moon Cay, which is the one which is Holland Americas, is Carnival's one. So that's the only one that they technically own, if you like. Like this one is the Royal one. I always thought it was called Cat Island. Yeah, here it is, Half Moon Cay. Oh, okay, so there's Princess Cay. Yeah, Half Moon Cay. Yeah, that's the one. That's the Carnival one there. Yeah, it was very close to Cat Island. I remember that now forever. The elation just hiding over here. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Technically, yeah, Princess Cay, the Half Moon Cay. Yeah, the ports like Grand Turk, and then the one in Honduras. What's the one in Honduras over here? Where the ships go out of Honduras as well. These are basically cruise terminals where they basically partnered with other locals. So the one for like Grand Turk, they've got a partnership where they basically lease the land there where the terminal's built. So they don't necessarily own it. What they technically own is the buildings, which is kind of the walls and the roof. They don't own the land where the actual buildings are. And then they basically make agreements to build the cruise terminals around that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like for the like the one there, the Half Moon Cay. Oh, this is the one for Norwegian. I'm pretty sure that they've got some sort of 50 or 100-year lease. They don't buy them and own them. I would imagine it's some sort of business decision how they do that. Isn't it something how Royal Caribbean took Carnival blueprint and copied from Carnival to design their ships? Yeah, look, in the very beginning, it was actually, wasn't it? It was Knud Cloisters and Ted Arison that formed the original NCL, or Norwegian Caribbean Line, and not Norwegian Cruise Line, Norwegian Caribbean Line. And then they basically had two different ideas about where the cruise industry was going, Knud Cloisters and Ted Arison. And then he basically founded Knud Cloisters founded Norwegian Cruise Line, and Ted Arison basically founded Carnival Cruise Line, which is now Carnival Corporation, which owns the other cruise lines under the umbrella of Carnival Corporation. And Norwegian now is stock exchange listed. They were basically, a 5 or 10 ship fleet forever. And then NCL basically got together also with Genting, which was part of where this Crystal Cruise Lines that are broken up. And then Carnival basically went on now over 20 ships. I mean, they've obviously sold some recently and scrapped some ships as well. I mean, that's part of how the industry goes. Yeah, wow. I thought they would have owned the island ports. Yeah, I'm certain they don't own them outright. I'm sure it's a forever lease. Yeah, Half Moon Cay is Carnival uses it, and then Holland America uses it, and they just changed some of the signage as well. Yeah, the cruise line, I mean, Carnival definitely could have been using these islands a lot longer, a lot more years ago, but they were forever just going to Nassau and Freeport. I guess they've kind of got forever agreements with the Bahamian government about how many ships dock in each port on a daily and weekly basis. So we can see now the other NCL ships pulled away. Just update this so we can see. Is it updated? Not quite. I think that's Norwegian Joy that's pulled off ahead there. Yeah, that's the one with the go-kart track on it. And then that's Norwegian Pearl behind. Sorry for jumping around a little bit, but it's just a bit easy to see. Yeah, if you joined at the very beginning of the stream, we talked about the Disney Wonder just launching recently. And the Norwegian Pearl was actually built in the same shipyard. There you go, Seashore as well. Seashells by the seashore. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream, everybody. I know it's sort of getting on now a little bit. We may wind up very soon. I hope you've enjoyed the live stream and chat, and I hope we've had a little bit of fun together. I don't know who's still here. We've got 6 people live. We've got 12 likes, which is super, super good. And we've actually had lots of chat as well in the stream, which is always good. It stops me from just talking to myself the whole time. Yeah, check that out now. It's like a highway as the boats pull away. See how the ships have evolved, and where they've got that wrap around kind of promenade I guess maybe roughly deck 5 of the ship, and how you can kind of do that whole traverse around the outside deck of the ship. You know, some of the older ships, you couldn't necessarily walk around the lower decks of the ship. And what they've done is they've also then lowered the lifeboats underneath. They've cantilevered them underneath that lower deck, so they're out of view of the ship, if that makes sense. We go back to the other. Is it this one? Where's the other live stream? We might see it better on this view. Just have a look at this other one for a second. Yeah, if you can see here, this is kind of a good view of it. I mean, just the amount of balconies on MSC here, and then that kind of promenade that comes along here on that, let's call it deck 5 here, and the lifeboats are hidden underneath. So they're not basically taking any view of cabins away and obstructed views and different things. The whole reason as well that they lowered these down, this was actually part of it, like SOLAS and safety of lives at sea rulings, was the intention. If you look at the older ships, the lifeboats were always up at the top of the ship, up here. And then by lowering them to, below deck 5 or so, it's a closer distance from boarding the lifeboat to entering the water. So the intention was that they're actually quicker to launch, especially with bigger ships with 4,000 or 5,000 guests. The boats can be launched quicker and they can reach the waterline a lot faster. You can see there, that's a nice view of the boats sort of hidden underneath the like kind of they're going to zoom in for us nicely, I think, are they? Maybe not quite, but yeah, there we go. A little bit of a zoom in. You can see there's a few people, not many. You can see that kind of promenade there where you can walk along the outside deck. And there's the platform there where the boats launch from. Yeah, the idea is to basically launch them as quick as possible and get them in the water as quick as possible. So yeah, there's a few people on balconies here, not many though. Definitely reduced capacity. We go to their website here. They've got Port Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Let's go to the Fort Lauderdale one. I don't think we're going to see any ships. We'll see the beach. There we go. Not quite as busy as South Beach, I don't think. It's pretty chilled though down there. There we go. Where are we looking? Let's go back to this one. Ads, constantly ads on YouTube. Here we go. I actually, oh, it's a little bit melted now, but that's all right. I thought I'd show you my favorite. This is not Russian chocolate, by the way, but let's go to me, just me. They have Milka with banana. So you guys probably know Milka chocolate. I just thought I'd do a shout out to my favorite Russian milk chocolate in the stream. All right, let's pull that up for a second. More. The Pinnacle at Royal Caribbean's copy. Oh, the Pinnacle is the one that Carnival, Royal Caribbean copied from Carnival. Yeah, they actually, I think one of my very first videos on YouTube was that Pinnacle class, which was kind of like a well, traveling with Russell's at 297 subscribers, by the way. If we go to your channel, if I go to the oldest videos, yeah, it was actually the very first video I put on the channel, and I've actually just recently updated the thumbnail of it. You can see when you look at it, I mean, it's got a lot of looks about Royal Caribbean. Let's just zoom in. When you have a look at it, I mean, it kind of looks a little bit like a lot of cruise ships in general. Actually, there's the Royal one right there. It's kind of similar, doesn't it? Who would have known? You know, that's a big gap between videos, 5 years, 4 years, and then 3 years ago. You want to go back and see some older videos? Yeah, then I just did crazy amounts of Horizon ones all at the same time. Yeah, most popular is still Celebrity Edge sailing into Fort Lauderdale. This is actually one of the press videos that was provided to me. And it went kind of viral. It had like 20 or 30,000 views within a day. And all the others are pretty even behind that. Family Harbor Lounge on Horizon, 41,000 views. Secret Deck, 39. Empty Ship. This is the one I made before I signed off the Dream, doing the walk around of the ship while it was empty. And it had 39,000 views, which is kind of amazing, by the way. And then quite randomly, one of the cabin videos, and the Secret Deck videos, and then all the port of call ones are kind of catching up here. Ocho Rios one, Paradise Beach, Grand Turk. That's my one and only Bermuda one there, 26,000. I think I filmed that pretty much when Blogging Trucker, when you were on the cruise, maybe on that week or the week before or after, was when I filmed that video. So there we go. And the sea ship's just on its way out. Yeah, the Pinnacle. The Pinnacle that Royal Caribbean's copied from Carnival. Yeah, Pinnacle. Wasn't it Pinnacle Class? I think they originally kind of wanted to name it. Actually, you can see the Royal Caribbean terminal here a little bit better from this angle. Now they've zoomed in a little bit. You can see that kind of peak on the corner there. And you can't really see the NCL terminal, but it's got a really neat, kind of like a curved roof. And it's won a lot of design awards, this cruise terminal, for its like eco-friendly, use of light and air circulation and reduced electricity usage and things like that. I don't know why in Florida they don't have solar panels on all these buildings, considering the amount of sun they've got year round. Yeah, I like the port videos. You guys as crew know all the secret little shops and bars where I don't have to pay an arm and a leg. Yeah, I think I never sort of did enough of them. I only realized at the very end that I could probably make them videos a lot better than what they currently are. I mean, I knew about the secret shop in Cozumel, the one in Grand Turk, and I could probably do a much better job making them in the future, especially knowing what kind of videos that have worked in the years since. Even things like about finding Wi-Fi or finding the nearest 7-Eleven or convenience store, like in Cozumel, for instance. Definitely something that I can work on more. I'm just not very good at editing them. That's my biggest letdown. If you watch some of the videos, they're not, there's some far, far, far better YouTubers that make port of call videos. So, Vet's wife. Pleased to meet you. I know you put some nice comments about myself and my wife, asking where I was and stuff. I'm pretty sure that was you. There's a couple. I'm sure. Yeah, I think you are the one that made some comments to us. So thanks very much. Yeah, I've been to Cozumel 20 plus times. Never knew about the shop or that all-inclusive just down the road. Yeah, there's a few all-inclusives in Cozumel. There's actually the one that I didn't film, and I didn't really like it that much. I don't remember the name of it. Let's go. Is it Carib? I don't remember the name. Map of where I live in Moscow, and then just have a look here on YouTube for a sec. On Google Maps. Where is that's downtown. Where are the cruise terminals? Centro. I completely lost the plot here. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. The cruise terminals are the other way. Actually, just while we're on it here, I'll just show you one here that I just noticed that I want to definitely go to next time I'm in Cozumel. It's called Hotel B. We probably don't see any kind of good video of it from Google Maps. But this place right here, Hotel B, this is where a lot of the staff off the ships go, especially the dancers and entertainment. And this is kind of one of the hotels that are on the other side. You can see off the very, very distance a cruise ship. This is kind of past downtown in the other direction. All the hotels and everything up there. Let's have a look at a couple of pictures here of this place. But they've got kind of one of these, edgeless swimming pools. Hotel B. Really want to see the pool. There's a shot of the pool. Actually, I want to just stay here on holiday. I don't know about needing to go there on the cruise ship. As you can see a ship sailing by. There's one of the AIDA ships. Is there a shot of the pool with the... Oh, there you go. It's not a very big place, by the way, but you can go there on a day stay. And basically what you're paying is for your food and drink if you go there. But definitely that's where I want to go and make a video next time. You can see where it is in Cozumel here. So that's kind of the downtown area here. And that's the airport. And there's all these sort of row of hotels up here. Zoned hotels. That's Isla Passion, where the ships, a lot of the ships take you over there to this beach. I think they call it Corona Beach sometimes. La Fiesta Americana. So Chancanab. Yeah, so this is... Okay, let's not get mixed up here. Here is the Cozumel. Here is the cruise ships here. Yeah, so the videos that I made was at El Cid. That's the Carnival Pier. Right here. And then this is the Royal Caribbean Pier that they tend to call it. And then that's El Cid right there, which I did the walk around. And then Grand Park Royal is the other one I've done the walk around. Grand Park Royal is kind of on the other side of the road. But then you can go underneath the road. This little pass that goes to the beach. So these are our beaches, but they're kind of a little bit man-made, if you like. And then just up from El Cid. Is it up here? Ernesto's. Maybe it's not on the map. There's another one. Yeah, this condominiums are basically like private condos here. Yeah, there's this Casa del Mar as well, but they don't have like a day pass. Ernesto's, Roberto's. Yeah, there's another one over here somewhere, which has got like a $29 all you can eat and drink kind of package. But it doesn't really have any kind of beach area. It's just like a bar just off to the side of the road. It's not Ernesto's, because I've been to Ernesto's. Oh, Del Mar Latino, this one. This is the one. This is the one that gets mentioned a lot in the different... you see the cruise ships here. That's Casa del Mar right there. And then this over here is this Del Mar Beach Club, but it's not very big. It's very small. Actually, it looks really amazing in that photo because it's a beautiful day there. But it's basically just a bar with a pool. Simple as it comes. And you can get in the water, but it's a little bit difficult to get in. And it's only like $30 or $40 all you can eat and drink. But I walked in there to have a look, and I wasn't very impressed. It looks a lot better in these photos, by the way. And I was going to go back and make a video, and I never did. And then everything went crazy, and that was the end of that. It's not a very good Google Maps. Grand Park Royal is a huge place, by the way. So if you ever watch that video, it's a kind of loads of room to spread out. And all the crew go to El Cid because it's very close to the ships. And they've got a cheap deal for crew. But basically what you're paying, even as crew where it's cheaper, you end up paying in food and drink anyway. So it's not a big difference between the guest price and the crew price when you go there. And then across the road is an OXXO, which is like a 7-Eleven. It says temporarily closed. Huh. It's interesting. It's a, I wonder if yeah, it does work. Yeah, just here is a OXXO, which is kind of like 7-Eleven. Yeah, there's the road view. This is El Cid right here. And that's the Royal Caribbean terminal right next door. And then the Carnival one will be further down. Just gonna go about. You can walk this. It's very easy. This is the crew member's favorite restaurant here, Chi, and then I-95. Pretty much every crew member that gets off the ship goes to this restaurant right here. High-speed internet and international calls. So there's a Chinese restaurant on the 3rd level. Then downstairs underneath here, there's a supermarket, like a mini mart, but it's quite big. Obviously, this day when they filmed it was obviously a non-ship day. Looks like. This would never be closed normally. It's, yeah, whoever owns this building here is making a fortune. Yeah, finally able to make a live stream. Yeah, we kind of are coming to the end of it, really. We've been for a few hours. We're just basically looking at some things here in Cozumel. We were watching the ship sail off from Miami. Let's go back to that live view of the Miami harbor here. Yeah, it was me and my husband. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, my wife, actually, we were just talking about this at the very, very beginning, that we've not felt very good for the last week and, well, since last week. I've got this sort of cough. You can hear my voice. It's not full strength. And we both, well, we don't think it was COVID that we had, but maybe. But I probably had very mild symptoms. My wife is still struggling a little bit. She's sort of back working now. She had about 3 days off in a row last week where she couldn't barely even get out of bed for a little while, and then, struggled around the apartment here. It was the same day when I came back from buying my new microphone that I think while I was out that day, I caught something. We're not sure, but yeah, so she's back working now, and I'm back doing YouTube and watching the Olympics a lot. Oh, your family's coming back from Cancun tonight. Oh, and you're sending a car to the airport. You're not even going to go pick them up? What? I guess if you can send a car and it's easier, then why not, I guess. I guess even just the fact that you got to drive round trip to and from the airport. That was one thing when we were sailing out of New York. People always talked about getting limos, right? And you kind of think of luxury cars and things like that, but the cost for the limo pickup and drop off wasn't very much more than the price of a taxi, or even like YouTube and about Uber. So, it wasn't really out of the question for people to get limos. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream cruise news video. Yeah, we did talk news at the top of the video, at the top of the hour, I guess, top of the video. We probably now the idea was to come live while the ships were sailing out of Miami here. We can just see Symphony pulling off here. How easy they make it look. They just drop the lines. You can just see the longshoreman here watching it just pull off. It just gently pulls away and off it goes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thanks, Blogging Trucker, for mentioning. Welcome to Russell's live stream. Yeah, I work on cruise ships. Yeah, if you haven't watched before or you're interested, I've worked on cruise ships for 21, I think it might be 22 years this year. I guess I'm still counting the COVID times that I've not been on the ship. And the YouTube channel you're watching now, I Like Cruise Ships, is basically a lot of videos that I've made while I was on the cruise ships, particularly on Carnival Horizon, a lot in the ports. We were just showing there some sort of footage of Cozumel there from from Google Maps. We're just talking about the port walkarounds. I've done in Cozumel. I did some cruise terminal walkarounds. So I did actually cover all 3 cruise terminals in Cozumel. So there's the Porto Maya pier is where Carnival uses, and then the international pier is the one that Royal uses, Celebrity, which is the one that was close to El Cid. And then the downtown pier is Punta Langosta. So there's actually a 3rd pier, the one downtown, which you could probably check out as well at some point. I just sort of did a general walk around of that terminal as well, because people do either go downtown by taking a taxi or get off the cruise ship there. Yeah, Carnival bar hop is a blast. East side of the island is great and not overcrowded. Yeah, I'd love to go to spend a week in Cozumel. I think it would be a very strange island to be on when cruise ships aren't there or half an hour after the last ship sailed. I know I've talked to people that live there, and they mention that it's like a different island completely without cruise ships there, and the amount of people per day that get off the ships make it a different island. Cozumel is known for the Palancar Reef and people snorkeling and scuba diving, and a lot of people that fly down there do get their dive certificates, or they go there on a scuba diving week, where they're scuba diving twice a day, maybe sometimes. And it's sort of the island was sort of, obviously cruise ships made it famous, but it was known for its scuba diving for years before that. So, I'm not dealing with all the traffic. I have access to a limo service. Yeah, I guess, why not, right? Yeah, we've got eight family members. Well, 8 family members. So I guess maybe your wife and kids and some other friends or family went to Cancun at the same time. And you're not dealing with the traffic. Yeah, good idea. Even better, rent a car and drive around Cozumel. Yeah, you can get the Jeep rentals, right? Yeah, Cozumel, I guess you do need a driver's license. I guess you're mentioning that you don't have one. I'm pretty sure it's a requirement. I guess if you're cruising in a family, then someone else can drive. I guess if you're cruising with other people. And you can rent the cars right at the cruise terminals too, at all 3 of the cruise terminals. they've got car rentals. Yeah, what fuel do they run on? I guess, are you talking about the cruise ships or we're talking about car rentals here in the chat at the moment. The current cruise ships that are sailing off here are all using heavy fuel oil, I guess they call it. The newer ships like Mardi Gras, which is the one out of Port Canaveral right now, is the LNG ship. And then there's a few others. Then Iona as well is LNG. I'm pretty sure also Mardi Gras is the first LNG ship in North America when it released quite a few months ago now. Yeah, a lot of the ships now have newer technology in terms of the fuel that they're using, and they've got what's called smokeless engines. So you'll see kind of from the funnels, hopefully while you're watching, there's very little emissions. There's a lot of guidelines that cover the emissions from the funnels of the cruise ships. You can see the traffic still going over to South Beach, all the red traffic lights, all the brake lights of the cars. Yeah, my 6 kids, my wife and my daughter, and okay, so yeah, a lot of people. Wow, okay. Oh, you have 6? Wow, 6 kids, and my daughter and husband. Oh, so hopefully you're going to get some tequila then tonight when they get home. Hopefully they'll have brought you a bottle back from the duty free or from shopping in town somewhere. Yeah, this is the last. I wonder if these are the last departure. This might be the live. Yeah, so there you go. Conditions in Miami are sunny. Temperature 76 degrees, 24 Celsius. 9 mile per hour wind. Humidity 81%. Yeah, so you'll add your tequila to the bar. For sure, they'll have brought you a bottle back. I hope so. Actually, funny enough, in our kitchen cupboard here, when I came, my wife came back from Australia ahead of me, and her friends went to Cuba on holiday. So from Russia, you can actually fly directly from Russia to Cuba or to Dominican Republic, or actually even to Cancun. Our friend went there a few years ago to Cancun, and we have a bottle of Havana Club rum in the cupboard, the Cuban rum. Yeah, our friend Tanya, she went to Cancun. Oh, it'd be maybe 2 or 3 years ago now, but she didn't really love it as much as she thought she would. Thing with from Russia here, you can get a lot of all inclusive. So a lot of them go to Dominican Republic, or to Cuba or to Mexico, and you can do all inclusive. So you do basically do the flight, the hotel, and then the drinks and food are all included. It's a very popular thing to do, like package holiday, and a lot of them are very like low cost airlines, so the packages are very cheap, but you don't have amazing airplanes that you're flying on. You know what I mean? They're not the luxury airplanes, are the older ones with the all economy seating. So look at the MSC one just turning there. There you go. Ships in port tomorrow. Scarlet Lady, Oasis of the Seas, Norwegian Encore, MSC Divina, Carnival Horizon, Seven Seas Mariner, Seabourn Ovation, and Ecstasy. A lot of ships tomorrow. From 2:30 a.m. till 7 a.m. they arrive. Wow. Yeah, simply just pulling off. Here's the other ships just turning. Yes, they're going up towards Bahamas. You can see the ships that are pulled off from Fort Lauderdale there. No more ships left there. The Reflection's the last one to leave. You can see then from up in Port Canaveral. The Mariner Magic Fantasy. They're clearing out there out of Port Canaveral as well. Yeah, tequila. Cha tequila. So yeah, I hope everybody's liked the live stream. I'm gonna maybe slowly end here or wind it up. We've got 4 people still watching. I know we've kind of gone for quite a long time, so some people have come and gone from watching the live stream. I'm going to thank everybody immensely for watching. If you're not a subscriber and you want to sort of follow along with the channel, it's very easy to subscribe to the channel. The notification bell for new videos. I might just jump over to my my Traveling with Russell channel. Maybe we'll get our 300th subscriber. What are we on? 298. Oh, there we go. We picked up a subscriber just now, have we? Or 7 hours ago. I got lots of comments to reply to here too. I've got lots of Russian subscribers on that channel because of that video I did of the buses. Yeah, 298 subscribers we have on the Traveling with Russell channel. Actually, the whole idea of this cruise channel was to basically to pivot over to Traveling with Russell and do more travel videos. But it's not sort of, as soon as I sort of started doing them on this channel while I've been on vacation, they don't get nearly as many views. And YouTube tends to not, well, what am I doing? I'm clicking the wrong thing here. YouTube tends to not like me changing from cruise videos to travel videos. Oh, they're also bringing back cheap medication from Mexico. Yeah, the pharmacies there are very, very popular to get a lot of even non-prescription stuff, right? You can get a lot of things over the counter there. Same in Russia here. You can go to most pharmacies and get things over the counter here that you don't need prescription for, which is kind of very normal here. Yeah. Oh, Vet's Wife. I wonder if you have a channel. I'm just looking at your little link picture here. Yeah, I enjoyed it. We'll try to catch another one. We'll be sailing on the Pride in a couple of weeks. First time on that ship and out of the port of Tampa. Oh, nice. I was on the Carnival Pride when they built the ship, and I brought it out from Helsinki, Finland. I did Pride and Legend kind of back to back. Back when they were building the ships quite close together. Now, obviously, the Celebration and Mardi Gras following a year or so apart. They, back when Pride, Legend, Miracle, all these ships came out so close together, Carnival put the same team of crew on each ship. So the ship would, all the crew would basically join the ship in the shipyard. You'd bring the ship out for the first 3 or 6 months. You'd almost basically do your contract, go on vacation, and then you'd go to back to the next ship. So you'd fly back to the shipyard again and do it all again. And Carnival basically had such a tight-knit lot of crew who, you know, knew what to do and how to bring out the ships and how to make them successful from that first day coming out of the shipyard, that they kept the same crew. So, I mean, some of the crew did maybe 5 or 10 or 15 ships in a row for quite a long time. Oh, it's giving you goosebumps. Yeah, it's, you know, honestly, even working on cruise ships, the biggest goosebumps I get is when you take the taxi or the bus to the cruise terminal, and out of Miami, you basically come on to Dodge Island when they were zoomed back a fair bit earlier, and you kind of get that glimpse of the ships. And that's kind of the goosebumps moment for me when you see the ships for the first time. You know, it's kind of like walking into Manhattan for the first time, Times Square, or, you know, seeing a famous landmark somewhere in the world, or even in yesterday, Moscow, we were in Red Square. and you kind of you look around, and I was telling my wife this, you know what I mean? Her and I, we kind of take it for granted. Even me being Australian, living here, we take it for granted. I'll just show you. I can show you on my phone. I took a couple of pictures, literally 2 pictures. How sad. I don't think me showing this on the camera will do it justice. Let's just go to this one. That's the Moscow River. There. There's one more I took. Oops, my battery's not good today. I took one more there of the kind of the early afternoon, the frozen Moscow River. And that's that we walked around for about 3 hours, and I took 2 photos. That's how not so exciting it was. It's an amazing place to walk around in Moscow. It's kind of still winter here, but there wasn't as much snow on the ground. In Moscow, there's not as much snow, that it melts away quickly. They salt the roads very fast in Moscow center, and you don't see it as much. When, like, especially yesterday when we were walking around, and that when you walk up to Red Square and you see the Kremlin and then the St. Basil's Cathedral, it's kind of gives you that goosebumps feeling, like you're saying when you're seeing the when you see the ships. Is there much difference between symphony and harmony? I'm not sure personally. That sort of, you might want to Google, or needs here before you know it. Yeah, your cruise will be here before you know it. Yeah, right. The countdown for how many days you have. Yeah, when the ship peeks over the trees. Yeah, right. Yeah, when you see the funnel or the ship, when you drive into Miami from, when you come from the airport, and I'm not sure that road, you pass the baseball stadium on the right, and you can just see the kind of the apartment buildings in downtown Miami, and you can just see the ships. Symphony is way better. Oh, don't be like that. I guess I'm sure Glam's going to have a great cruise. 22 days. Well, you probably know how many hours and minutes. Awesome pictures. Really, isn't that different? I can't really quote the differences to you, so I'm sure not. I mean, the one thing, there's a group on Facebook for Wonder of the Seas, and there's a guy there. His name's Lloyd Merchant, I think. Lloyd Merchant. Let's see if we can find Wonder of the Seas social group is the one that I follow here. And people are posting photos that they're finding on the ship. Yeah, this guy right here, Lloyd Marchand. This guy right here. And he posts photos, and he finds them obviously here and there. And these are obviously crew members that are on board the ship at the moment. But this guy followed like the Symphony and Wonder and Imagine Harmony building. And he even compares, like, when you look at the construction of the ship. Is there any other photos here? He have a look at one of the cabins here. So he was even like comparing the. Oh, there's no more photos. What's going on? They're tracking the ship where it is. And he'd even talk about like the subtle differences in the designs of the pool decks, for instance, and how they've got one extra pool or one less pool or 12 less chairs. Yeah, wonderful pictures. Yeah, awesome. But yeah, I guess you're talking about my ones from Moscow. Yeah, it's pretty sad. This is the view from our apartment here, right there. It's not. It's actually there's a very nice church. Where's the church? That's me going for a walk with the church behind. And then the Christmas tree set up as well. Yeah, that's the church. And then there's a memorial set up right next to the church as well, to the fallen heroes of the Russian army, and particularly people that lived in this town that served World War One, World War Two, and different. Russia was in a lot of world wars. So yeah, this is the Wonder of the Sea social group. I guess if we go to the media, these are basically probably crew members that have posted these photos, because there's nobody on, only crew are on board. So yeah, that's it in Cadiz. I'm pretty sure that's in Cyprus. Yeah, the one thing that he talked about in some of the videos was this solarium at the front of the ship, how they've completely covered it in with a roof because the amount of wind that it would resist. That's a pretty cool overhead shot. Well, we cancelled our trip. Yeah, people are tracking. Oh, this is. I wonder if we'll see this on the video here. There's a guy up the top here. Did you guys see that? Here we go. This is on loop. There's a guy practicing the high diving tower. Yeah, so this is not his, but this is someone else who's posted, like, to show the layout of the ship. Yeah, so there's obviously crew members that are posting photos, but they're not actually meant to post these photos. A lot of the crew would be under some sort of a contractual agreement about sharing the spaces on the ship. So yeah, Funny Symphony is heavier and Harmony is longer, but they still say Symphony is bigger. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure. I would love to tell you more about Royal ships. And Harmony is longer, but they still say Symphony is bigger. Yeah, I think it's like is it a few centimeters or something like that, or like a few 100 grams different. They always don't intentionally have the exact same size. Yeah, I miss the snow. I grew up in Ohio. Florida barely gets cold. Yeah, I think up in Jacksonville and up that way, they get cooler weather sometimes. 20 something millimeters, centimeters. The difference, right? Yeah, I think that's intentional, that they build them like fractionally different, so they're not, especially where they were looking at world records, like for the world's biggest ship, like Wonder of the Seas. Actually, we'll go to Wonder is now, where is it? Yeah, there it is. So now it's on its way across the Atlantic. So it did a stop in Cadiz, and then previously it was in. It's like the tracker doesn't keep going back. So yeah, estimated time of arrival 20th of February, and it's the 13th. So they've got another 6 more sea days to make it over. And then if we go to this, I was following the Carnival spirit, and it's come through the Suez Canal, and it's now, you can see it sailed around here from Dubai. I made that narrow passage. Now it's off on its way. I think it's going to stop in Gibraltar is its next stop. That's still a few days away. 17th. So there you go. Yeah, the Wonder's still on its way. Oh, wait. Where is it? Right. Oh no. Oh, Fort Lauderdale it's stopping in first. Is it going to be based? Is it going to be based in Fort Lauderdale, I think, not in Port Canaveral. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Port Canaveral. Sorry, Fort Lauderdale it's going to be based because of the cruise terminal there. Yeah, lots of videos on YouTube about these ships. Yeah, I think definitely if you want to make comparisons and stuff like that. Yeah, in 2019, I was on Royal Caribbean Explorer, the seas in Europe. Only time on a Royal Caribbean ship. It was nice. I prefer Carnival. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess, look, everyone's going to get kind of like a feeling for what ship they like more. And what, maybe the shows or the type of dining experience they have. And everyone's going to get that kind of love-hate with, if you call it love-hate with each ship that you're on. Have you worked on any of the fantasy class ships? I love them. I've been trying to get back on one, and the last 5 that I booked were cancelled. Yeah, I was on I was on the fantasy for 3 contracts, doing that was 8-month contracts when it was out of Port Canaveral. We did Freeport and Nassau around in circles, 3 and 4 day cruises. I did the Fascination when it was out of San Juan. We were doing the 7-day run where you did all the islands with 1 sea day. And I was on Sensation, Imagination, and then I cruised on the Paradise when it was non-smoking. I took a cruise on the Paradise, 1 cruise on there, many, many years ago. But I've pretty much done all big ships in the last probably more than 10 or 15 years. Once they realize my worth at selling alcohol, they get me on the biggest ships as quick as possible to make more money, So, yeah, it's very true, Jen. There's Carnival people, Royal Caribbean people. You'll even get people that are, only on Holland America or only Celebrity. And, they just like that kind of feel. Even Cunard as well, where you kind of just get that. That's where you feel at most at home. You know what I mean? Where people have been on the new celebrity ships like the Edge and the Apex, and then Beyond is the next one. People just like that kind of feel of the ships. Whether you kind of consider it luxury or not, that's everyone sort of has got that kind of different opinion of it. So, I think the ships have sailed off here. Royal's off now. I think we might have seen the last ship pull out here. I think they're just going to zoom back for us. Look at that. Just in time. Got a nice zoom back of the whole of... Yeah, this is that bridge I was just talking about here where you come onto Dodge Island and you can see the ships. You can see them from a bit of a distance away, but you can see them close up. They said for a while it will be there. Yeah, I think... Yeah, so it's coming over. It's very crazy, the Wonder. I think it's coming over to Florida. And it's doing a few months in Florida. Then it's going back to Europe to do the Mediterranean season. And then it's coming back again. Yeah, I know that it's kind of got a very strange thing where it's doing a few months and then going back for a few months and then back again for a few months. And I don't know why they didn't. I guess that's just because of the seasons that it got a little bit caught up in. Yeah, just check. Wonder is going to be at Port Canaveral. Or maybe they're going to be based there then. I guess. I'm not sure. I don't know. I honestly, I just looked it up briefly for the news story that I did, but I'm not following it probably as close as I should. Although it's kind of the world's largest ship. Brandon says, did they sell cigarettes on the non-smoking ship? They didn't. No. Yeah, that was one thing that was quite interesting. The shops though still had the cigarette sales targets as part of their sales targets, and yet they didn't have any tobacco products. Yeah, you sign an agreement as a crew member and as a guest that you won't bring on cigarettes, that you can be searched, and you can't carry cigarette paraphernalia. Also, if you're in the ports of call and you're found smoking off the ship, like at a bar or somewhere, or you'd be disembarked and you'd have to pay for your own trip home. So where maybe something happened in the port and they found out, I don't know how, but they have the right to disembark you and not keep you on the ship. And the same for crew. You actually even to this day, when you fill out, there's a crew, like a data sheet that you fill out when you first sign on a ship, every port, every contract. And there's a box that you tick, smoker or non-smoker. And they used to keep that as a tracking then of all the crew that were non-smoking, to find the crew to work on that ship. Obviously now it's gone. Now it's smoking again and so forth. Yeah, Wonder will be in Fort Lauderdale till April, and then May it's going to Port Canaveral. Okay, there we go. So there's 2 ships still in port, I believe. You're just asking how many ships are still in port. I think we can just use the map. It's a little easier. Yeah, Jewel of the Seas and Pearl. And I believe Pearl doesn't have guests on board. And I kind of think that Jewel doesn't either. Yeah, I'm pretty sure both ships are basically pausing operations. I know for sure Pearl doesn't. Yeah, they both don't have any itinerary or schedule about where they're going. So that's where they're just sort of parked up there. It's got 5 months of dates in Port Canaveral. Oh, so okay. So you're really following it. And I'm behind the times a little bit. Yeah, I'm in a couple of different Royal Caribbean groups. But I'm not following it as closely as I should. I don't know if I'm sure that group has a mention about the dates and things like that. Yeah, it doesn't mention too much there, but I wonder if on this one, I don't think it's probably that updated, is it? It doesn't have, or does it? Oh, there you go. Yeah, so Fort Lauderdale and then back to Europe in May. In Europe, so till October. I guess it doesn't have anything past that. So it's just got the Fort Lauderdale itineraries there. Labadee, San Juan, Nassau, Private Island. So they're out of service. They're basically got like a pause in operations. They're not out of service. They're basically not cruising right now. I think Norwegian has 2 or 3 ships that aren't sailing. I think the other one is off the coast there, isn't it? Yeah, there's Norwegian Star is the one that's off the coast. So Pearl and Star. And actually, we just saw there, if I go back to that, yeah, Sky's on its way back to Europe. Jules sitting in France. And Jade is sitting in, I think that's actually in dry dock, I think, isn't it, the Jade? I'm almost certain that that's in dry dock, but I'm not too sure 100%. So Brandon's asking, any suggestions for Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao? Most people go to the beach in Aruba. It's pretty much everyone goes down to Palm Beach and different places. I mean, I don't really have secret places in any of these stops. I'm a little bit boring, really. I mean, you're probably not seeing the good side of me in terms of what I do a lot when I get off the ship. I just tend to go for lunch, make videos here and there, go get Wi-Fi. Curacao, I'd go to KFC for lunch. Got very good KFC in Curacao and in Grand Cayman as well. Curacao, I made, and in Aruba, I made the how to get to the beach videos. Yeah, Curacao. I mean, there's a lot of things that I haven't done on that island. So you can go on like tours to this blue Curacao factories where they make the drink, the blue Curacao. Pretty much when I get off in Curacao, either I'd stay by the pier. There's actually a Renaissance hotel, which I made a video at as well, where I'd actually go there quite often. Crew can pretty much go in there for free, or if they do make you pay, it's like a small charge for crew. I don't know what the guest price was in the video. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it, but the Curacao, you can walk around very close to where the ship is. They've got the town right there, and then there's the floating bridge where you can cross over to. There's some little bars and cafes. It really depends on how active you are when you get off in the ports, what you want to do. You know what I mean? Do you want to have a beach day? Do you want to just have a walk around the port day? Do you want to go to a resort for the day? I mean, there's a lot of resorts in Curacao and Aruba and Bonaire that you could look up. There is a website which I've never really got involved with called like resortforaday.com, I think it is. And there's a lot of hotels that you can pay like an all-inclusive and do that. A lot of the ships, if you're doing Aruba Curacao itineraries, they may have a late stay in one of the ports. So most of the time on Horizon, we were doing the late stay in Curacao. So we'd go to the beach for the day. It's Mambo Beach is where all the kind of the resorts are there and the beach clubs. And then we'd come back to town and then go for somewhere to a bar for some drinks. I don't really have any secret spots. That casino at the port where the Renaissance is, you go in through downstairs and there's a casino right there. They've got free Wi-Fi in the casino. We tend to use the free Wi-Fi there a lot. But that pool where I've been to, if you look at the walk around of the Renaissance on the YouTube channel, it's a nice, it's literally very close to where the ship is. Let's just go to Google again. My favorite for everything. Oh, Curacao, the funny sea. I don't even know where the that's it. They call it the Mega Cruise Terminal, which is where the ships dock. And then this Renaissance Hotel is right here. This one right here, Renaissance Wind Creek Curacao Resort. I didn't even know it had that fancy a name. I should probably change the video. Wind Creek Resort. It's right. No hurries, no worries. You're on island time. Nice. Yeah, huge casino. Well, for Curacao, huge. And they've got this hotel, this pool area. Actually, these are kind of a bit fancy, the photos. This is the area where you can walk by the ship here. This one here. And that's probably crew members sitting on all these chairs using the Wi-Fi. That's where the ship's dock. And you can just walk to town from right here. Where is there not a nice photo of the pool? Come on. All these photos and no nice photos of the pool. Exterior. It's a really cool. And that's how close it is. That's the pool right there. And that's how close the ship's dock. That's a shame. It's a nice place and then no nice photos of it. Yeah, that's the port area, Riff Port. Where you can. That's the little walk through between the fort area and where the little shops are, and then the cruise terminal is just up the road there. That's actually the floating bridge there. I think it's called the Queen Emma Bridge, I believe. Queen Emma. And that's where you walk through from the cruise ships, and then that's casino on the left. And there's that little raised walkway right here where you'd walk over to the pool. It's behind this kind of cafe over here. And the pool's up the top here where these trees are. It's kind of very hidden away. Yeah, it's so hidden, there's no photos of it. Yeah, that's where you come off the port there. And that's the hotel over here. That's weird that there's no photos of the pool. Oh, there's one, kind of. It's got a little man-made beach. So yeah, it is a nice spot if you don't want to go too far from the ships. Let's see if, yeah, that's the cruise terminal there. You just literally walk along this little kind of walkway here. And you walk right there where the hotel is. And that's the pool. You can't actually see any of this from when you're walking. So you wouldn't even know that's even here. It's a man-made kind of pool lagoon, and then there's a hot tub area here. There's a bar right here. Actually, there's a Starbucks. Someone mentioned it. I didn't pick up on the comment. There's actually a Starbucks in the first level. If you walk in the casino, in that hotel, there's actually a couple of Starbucks. There's one over here. I don't know what this one over here says. There is one on this corner here. You walk down this street and there's a Starbucks right there. And there's actually a movie theater right here as well. The movie's at Otabanda. And that Starbucks will be packed with crew, like 1 million crew because of the Wi-Fi. But if you walk in this hotel and take the elevator to the first level where the rooms are, there's actually a Starbucks tucked in the hotel that probably nobody knows about. That is a secret, by the way. So you just walk here and then you can walk over. That's the floating bridge there. Koningsen en Emmerburg. I guess that's the Dutch word for the bridge. The KFC is just over here. Pizza Hut, and there's a KFC next to it. Oh, there it is, KFC Curacao. So yeah, I think you guys maybe. Oh, look at the lights now in Miami Harbor. We'll just jump back over to that. All right, everybody. I might wind it up here because maybe you guys really love this. I hope everybody's sort of staying on track. Got 13 likes. That's amazing. And I don't know what the record amount of people were on at one time. I think it was was the record. Oh, we can't see any records. I think we got up to 11 people was the most we had live at any one time. So yeah, I want to thank everybody. Oh gosh, sorry. I'm gonna have to take throat lozenges for about 2 days now, I think, to try to get rid of this for the next live stream. I think we'll do again next weekend. Do you guys like it on Saturdays and Sundays, the live streams? Let me know. Yeah, I think it's worked out very nice today. I think we had a nice, our usual crowd of, I guess, the I Like Cruise Ships community. We need to come up with a name for our kind of get-togethers that we have. Yeah, going back there was Bear Bull Cruising, Jen there, Maturely Glam, Blogging Trucker, Brandon, Vet's Wife. Again, thank you very much for your kind words that you put in comments to myself and my wife. I really do appreciate that. I honestly haven't felt well it was really more last week now than this week coming now. That I wasn't feeling very well. That's why there's not too many videos and news videos that I was doing. So I thank you for your very, very nice words. A lot of people do know about me and worry about me behind the scenes. So thank you very much. Yeah, Blogging Trucker, Babel Cruising, Caroline, thank you. E.B. Bud. Just go back through some of the names here to make sure I shout out everybody. Brandon B. Yeah, I think that's everybody. I don't hope I didn't miss anybody. Oh, and our microphone man. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna forget his name now, and it'll be mad of me to forget his name. Oh, Daryl. There we go. Daryl. Darella. And Darella, I don't know, Darella, what's going on? I hope you've got have you done a new video? Darella 50 to 51. I hope that have you done a new video recently? We talked a lot about your YouTube channel, and you actually went out and got a new camera as well recently. So, can I not find Darrella? I got the right name. Oh, no results. What? I'll have to look you up later anyway. Okay. All right, everybody. Let's get back to where we were trying to end the live stream. Good night, Russell. Oh, there we go. So we got a few little bits at the end here. Hope you and your wife feel better soon. Yeah, I've just got the kind of cough. It's my wife that's sort of struggling a little bit more than me. She tends to get a little bit sicker whenever she gets some sort of ailment. I pretty much just grimace through whatever's going on, and don't want to take any tablets or any medications or anything like that. So Vet's Wife, we definitely appreciate the information you share, and we enjoy your style of presentation. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm just talking a lot and waffling a lot. I watch another guy that does videos and he says waffling on. Yeah, I don't mind going into as much detail about things like we were showing the thing there about Curacao. I don't mind, pulling things up like this, like the camera that shows the tracking of the ships. Honestly, I don't mind doing that kind of thing. Look how close Norwegian Sky is there to Tenerife. Okay. Getting sidetracked. Are you going to have a cruise news tomorrow? I'm not, because now it's late already here, 2:40 a.m. in Moscow. I will probably film one tomorrow for the next day, technically. So I'll it won't be out for, let's say, 12 or more hours from now. So I'll film one tomorrow in the morning, lunchtime-ish. So it'll be kind of for the next day, I guess, for US time. I'll need to find a few cruise news things to make a video on. So yeah, I really am not, I wasn't feeling great. I know I'm trying to say that I'm feeling better, but I wasn't feeling inspired to do things as much as I should. So I'm very sorry for not trying to keep my every second day schedule going. I know YouTube want me to make more videos and upload them more, and I'm not. So yeah, I'll leave that nice comment there. Where's the one that shows? Oh, that's the one, like that. Is it this one? Yeah, where it shows the kind of camera, then it shows this camera, then it shows the comments. So yeah, everybody watching, thank you. We got 13 likes. We got magically one more, and 8 live viewers, which is kind of amazing. I know everyone's kind of come and gone over the time. It has gone on for a little bit longer than well, not really normal. This is probably my normal, right? So, and I'm good to keep talking like this, so it's not a problem for me. Yeah, I hope the microphone volumes come across okay. It's nice and clear. I'm pretty sure now with this amazing microphone, thanks to super chats and what have you that people put forward, the next super chat fund will be for the camera, I promise. And we won't have to rely on the webcam as much. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Hope you and your wife feel better. Thank you, Caroline. Or Carolyn? Is it Carolyn or Caroline? Carolyn. Yeah. I know she's more to get better than not me, really. So have a good day. Good morning, Russell. Thanks for all that you do out here and the information you give us. You're very welcome, Bebel Cruising. Very, very welcome. Caroline, Blogging Trucker, Vet's Wife, Brandon, Jen before, Maturely Glam. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm definitely going to sign off now. I do thank everybody. I Like Cruise Ships, the YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber, it's not too late. If you want to, we're still on 298, Traveling with Russell. It's on 298 subscribers. Didn't go to the channel. Now the internet's struggling, you see. It's amazing. I didn't do videos and it's getting more subscribers and views than I ever thought it would. So yeah. All right. And what's 298? Let's see what I Like Cruise Ships is on before we go. It's on, because there's a little statistic up the top here. 9080. So we're 920 off 10,000. We're going to have a big 10,000 subscribers celebration video. Whatever that day is, we'll definitely have it on the same day it happens. So I hope to get there soon. That's the next immediate goal. So Blogging Trick says, hit that like, people. I think everybody probably already has who's in the chat. So yeah. All right. My cheeks are hurting now with smiling so much. I need to have a little bit of a drink and a relax before I go to sleep. Yeah. I'll catch you later, everybody. Thanks very much. Have a good night or good morning, good evening for everybody in America, San Francisco, Florida, New York. Yeah. Catch you later, everybody. End of broadcast.